gun to your head, pick a character to never return.
Floyd.
Yeah.
That's how. What?
Oh.
Did you say Floyd? The fucker never even had a chance yet.
Yeah, I feel like Floyd's kind of cheaty. You can't pick Floyd. He's not a playable character yet. He's going to be playable
character.
Playable
via hook mod. Fuck you. Damn. I like hairy older men. And don't put this in the intro, Sonic, or I will kill you. They're the only people who like
Don't
Kano.
wait, what? And 3, 2, 1. Get it, guys. Get the reference.
Oh,
this is
yes.
This is me to the NRS company just telling them to stop putting guest characters into the game. Welcome
I don't think
to...
they can with the next one. They're running out. But yeah, sorry, go ahead with the intro.
Welcome to the Kombat Kings. We're your hosts, and today there is a plethora of topics that have happened. There is a recent Mortal Kombat update in Mortal Kombat 1, some Mortal Kombat news, all from all sorts of places, movies and other games and stuff. So I think we should get right into it. And with that funny comment, by the way, you definitely make a lot of sense by saying that, dog, because we have Conan and T-1000 as DLC characters here because the Terminator was already in the last game. It's like, oh shit, we already used Arnold the Terminator last game. Conan, Arnold, and then T-1000.
It's really sad because I've thought about this, and I think the this latest DLC season for MK might be the least hype I can think of for any DLC season for fighting games ever. Because what do we get? We get Noob Saibot. People are excited for them. There's some small things people don't like some people don't like his headgear or the green colour. But mostly people are like, I'm hyped for Noob Saibot. Although the narrative implications for some of us were like, do we really want this right now? But yeah, people wanted that. Then we had Sector and Cyrax. People really wanted those two in. And we're like, well, we don't want those just as cameos. We want them to be full fighters. And they're added, and they're women for some reason. And there's no justification for it. The designs are identical, save the colour scheme. It's so bad. So they just killed the hype on those two.
Out of context, that sounds so bad, Snake. They added them, and they're women!
Yeah. Hate that, man.
Just out of context, it sounds so funny.
And then it's 3 guests, which is bad enough, but then who are the guests? Ghostface, who... while I will say they've done some decent things gameplay-wise with Ghostface and T-1000. I don't really care about Conan's gameplay, whatever, but they did some interesting ideas. But conceptually, Ghostface, literally, who gives a shit? Be honest. I've said it before, I'll say it again.
Our audience is now going to hate you now, Snake.
I'll say it before, I'll say it again. He is the Kano of the classic horror icon characters. He only gets him because everyone else already has. Like, people just want him to complete the set. That's it. Then we get Conan.
Keep in mind, everything here is what Snake's saying. Dog and I are just keeping our mouths shut, okay? Snake is the one saying it, not Kombat Kings Inc.
Coward. But then we get Conan.
Incorporated.
Conan, who was in 2 movies with this incarnation. 2 movies ever. And the second one was bad. Everyone agrees the second one was bad. And the first one was like 30, 40 years ago. No one cares realistically about this character showing up in this game. And the T-1000, who's clearly the second fiddle choice because they already did T-800 last time. And it's like, again, they've done some decent things with several of these characters gameplay-wise, and there's some positives, I think, to arguably all of them. But conceptually, you look at this combat pack and you're like, this is just terrible. It's just guests that people don't care about, characters that are hyped up, but then they find some way to fuck it up on each and every one of them. It's so bad. So I can't imagine what they could possibly do for a Combat Pack 3 to make it worse. Like, is it going to be like, oh, well, we've had...
Oh, is that a challenge?
Well, we've done one character from the boys. I guess we could put in, like, Black Noir. People want to see him, right? Black Noir showing up, stabbing people. Yo, that'd be based. No.
He'd be unironically more boring than Ghostface because he'd be literally just knife guy. He wouldn't even have the fun fourth wall breaking or character swapping thing. He would literally just be man with knife.
Yeah, it'd be the TV show version, so...
Yeah. Exactly. In the comics, he's got some more interesting stuff going for him, but in the show, he's like quite literally Ninja Man.
I was thinking we could talk about the T-1000 first before we talked about the general DLC as a whole, but since Snake already popped that cherry, I guess we can just go there first anyways. So
that insider said that the Combat Pack 3 was going to be mostly returning characters as a thank you to players. I'm like, that could be it, but I'm thinking it's more likely that they didn't have any more guest characters, so like, well, I guess Combat Pack 3 is just going to be MK. because we, for the life of us, can't find
I
any
don't
more.
buy it. I reckon there's going to be.
I don't
there'll be at least
I don't
one,
think they'll ever run out of guest characters.
There'll have to be at least one guest, even if it's just like we'll just throw in another DC character.
Oh, okay.
Oh, DC!
It's gotta be a
think
DC
about
character
that.
you could rip apart, though. So yeah, it's gotta be someone who's okay with being killed.
alternatively,
Like a Suicide Squad character.
Warner Bros was
Yeah.
like, well, our games are going to focus on like 4 IPs. It was MK, DC, Harry Potter, I think, and Game of Thrones. So maybe they'll be like, we're going to put in like Arya Stark, since the last game she was in Bond, as like the final death knell for the game. So she makes it in, and then we'll Jon Snow, one of the two. Then we'll throw in like
Harry Potter character.
Can
we kill Harry Potter?
That would never pass. No way. So it'd have to be like
maybe a cameo fighter then. There you go, cameo Harry.
Voldemort comes in and just goes, Avada Kedavra. Imagine just goes Avada Kedavra, the opponent just flops over dead, and it's like fatality, and it's like, wow, a bloodless abrupt fatality. You're not seeing one of those in like 20 years. But yeah, imagine if that was what they're like, well, here's our statement of intent. We're going to have guests in this, and it's going to be a Game of Thrones character, another DC character, maybe from an upcoming film or something, or, well, people like Peacemaker, let's throw in another character from the Suicide Squad. Who could we put in? I know, Bloodsport. No, put in Bloodsport.
Weasel.
And then people go, wait, that's just the exact same character. Just like, aha, I see you saw the movie. This is exactly what I do.
You get the joke.
But I do it better.
Yep, the joke.
Unironically, Bloodsport, I could see him being an interesting character if they made his that one scene where he starts putting all the different guns on his suit together to make some ultra gun. If they made that one of his gimmicks, where if you end a combo a certain way, he adds a different gun to the bigger gun, and then we do enough different enders, he gets the mega gun that does big damage. That'd be a really fun gimmick. But
make him a stance character.
Yeah, he could actually be unironically cool.
You know what? Just getting a little hype for this. That does sound pretty fun.
But I think the character we all want, though, I think the character we all want from that film would probably be King Shark.
True.
Yeah, sure.
Well, some people would say Harley Yas Queen, but I think King Shark would be way cool. It's not going to happen because how do you decapitate? How does head rip work on a shark, man? It doesn't. So it probably
does he even have a chin? Yeah, he doesn't. It's just like a neck.
Yeah,
right? Shark head.
It would just be Harley.
That's too hard. It's too hard.
But the thing is, there's a good reason to do King Shark, which is, remember, King Shark, who voiced him? Sylvester Stallone. He's worked with NetherRealm before.
I see your little connections there.
So King Shark animality. Animality just becomes Sylvester Stallone.
He becomes a human, exactly.
He becomes Rambo.
In a mocap
just
suit.
does a Rambo fatality.
In a mocap suit, the mocap turns off. He's like, animality.
Obviously you can't make a Mortal Kombat game without fatalities, but since they are so damn limiting and restrict like which characters you can put in, I think it would be nice if NetherRealm just said, okay, we're going to start experimenting with different body types, like bigger characters, smaller characters. Here's the thing though, with the big boys, you might not be able to fatality them. Like you win the match and they just fall over dead, and it's like your character wins, because they don't want to program it for that character, I think that'd be nice, because then we'd have at least more body types. Like we could have King Shark if that was allowed.
Because
we're getting close. We're getting close because like Motaro, this character, this cameo fighter, being such a weird, limited like body type, there literally are like restrictions that can't happen to this character because of the body type. So Mortal Kombat NRS is allowing this, because you can't throw him as Conan and you can't punch his face as Jax. So it's like, oh, but see, there's the exception of the rule now because of his body type, which is a little bit of a gateway of more body types.
But we want more playable characters. Like, King Shark could just show up, just rock up, and here he is, King Shark, and he's a cameo. And that would be fine, but people would want to play as him. People don't want Onaga to come back and just be, hi guys, I'm Onaga, I'm the final boss, you can't play as me, or I'm here as a cameo. People want to play as him again and fatality him again. And it's like, the fact that we won't be able to do that with the current system, whereas back in 2006 we could, that tells you a lot about what's wrong with the current system at NetherRealm and why things need to change.
Well, unfortunately, if that needs to change, people need to change, because obviously this is something that like the majority of people are, that's why they play Mortal Kombat, We're jumping around topics, but like I would like to say something about like this general DLC as a whole. We already had like the first 3 like Noob, Cyrex Sector for a while already. Actually, it's been like half a year, so
True.
I've already stated my opinions about them. I think we all have kind of already stated a lot of opinions. Is that a Xenomorph?
No, it's Venom.
Oh, it's Spider-Man.
Like, symbiote around Spider-Man.
Well, that's
he wears my
cool.
headphones and my hat when I'm not
That's
making
sick.
a video.
That actually
He's just a
is
headset.
really sick.
There's a headphone rack. Isn't he cool? Yeah.
That really is sick. Anyways,
Etsy sure is.
I do want to state something that, at least personally, I feel with this combat pack, because like Snake was ranting, like definitely a weaker pile of guest characters when compared to like the grand scheme of things. I don't know if I agree with like this being the weakest DLC ever in the fighting game history, though. I feel like you could dig for worse. But I will say, for guest fighters, I think each of these guest fighters, they go way. The NRS team went way harder on these individual characters than like some of the previous like guest fighters. It's like other guest fighters are like, okay, that's how you expect them to be in the fighting game, but it's like Ghostface, let's do multiple character gimmicks, let's add Kira Cobra inside of there. Conan, we're gonna do so many authentic references, we're gonna go into like muscle details of this character, and T-1000 we'll get into it, but like the amount of interesting physics this character has is like way more different compared to like all the other Mortal Kombat characters or like fighting game characters in general is just very unique. I felt like they put way more effort into these guest fighters than like maybe like most of the characters in the game in a way.
You do see that with a lot of fighting games where the last season is where they just do weird experiment, like Smash Ultimate, like the last, like all the DLC really, but especially that last set. Like they did some weird experimental stuff with that. Like let's give characters like actual like spell menus that you can use. Like, what in this fighting game? You can't do that. And then Street Fighter 5, where I know it ended with Luke, but like Akira is just so different with how she plays more like a rival school's character than a Street Fighter character. So that's where they all get weird and experimental, and that's the coolest era for a fighting game. Honestly, is when they just be like, let's just do the weird stuff instead of the boring stuff. Oh yeah, of course Jory's going to come back. She was popular. Oh, Guile, yeah, of course. And they're just the same as they've always been. It's like, here's just something really cool and new that you've not seen before. Here's a guy who's so big that his face covers like half his health bar or whatever. Like, go crazy. Just be fun.
Yeah.
Especially since,
by the way,
especially since in MK this stuff doesn't have to come back next time because they're going to revamp the entire combat system and movesets next time anyway.
Yeah.
So what if you bring back Kotal Khan and he's like, what the fuck? This is weird and strange, doesn't make any sense. Next game is just going to be completely different anyway.
Half of his moveset is him as a panther? What's going on here?
Kotal Khan is a stance character with a wheelchair stance? What is going on?
Yes!
He's so badass. Oh my god, he gets a wheelchair mode. Yeah, and Abigail's a funny example because everybody made up rumors about Abigail when he first got revealed in the trailer. They were saying like, oh, did you hear that it's impossible to throw Abigail because he's so big? But it turns out, no, they made the animations work, which is hilarious. Like, he has to do things a little bit different sometimes when you throw him, but it's still the exact same throw animation for the main character who's throwing him. But he'll be on his knees or something instead because he's so big, if that makes sense.
I have actually seen that where there's a character, he wasn't even a boss, he was just a normal character where you couldn't throw him, and that was Blob in X-Men Next Dimension. The one character, you could throw Juggernaut, you could throw a Sentinel, but nobody could throw the Blob. Not even another blob.
Yeah.
He's just because he's the immovable blob. You can't move him. So
the immovable blob. Yeah, that's fair.
I like that.
If he was in Marvel Rivals, he would have had Thang's gimmick. Because Thang's gimmick, his passive is that you can't push him and you can't launch him. That would have been the Blob's gimmick. Is like, you can't fucking move me, bitch.
I want Juggernaut.
That's a bad word.
I want Juggernaut in Rivals, and that his thing is that once he gets going, you literally can't stop him. You can't stun him out of it or anything. Even walls can't stop him. He just barrels right through, unless it's like the edge of a stage or something.
That'd be so cool, but so hard to code. Already has Juggernaut's ability of like running through the enemies. It's like, oh, that just fits. They should just give the Thing a Juggernaut skin, a premium skin for him, basically. Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna say Mortal Kombat, they could do that too, because in the older 3D era, you legit could not throw the boss characters. If you tried, your character would fall back on their literal back, and the boss would laugh at you like, ha ha ha, for even trying it. But in future games, they could make Goro still be big, and you could still throw him. You just gotta change the animations very slightly for him, and it'll still work. If NetherRealm wants to do that, I don't know. One of the main reasons the characters have been all the same size until, I think, MK11. is when they finally said some of the playable characters are bigger. Like Kotal Khan and Shao are like a whole
Garrus.
foot or a full head taller than other characters. Before that, they were like legit. All the men had the same body. All the women had the same body. It was hilarious. Which I get as a throwback to the old games, but get out of here with that. It's okay to change their body types now.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because I forgot what I was going to say, but it was going to be an interesting thing to say. Injustice has the whole thing where certain interactions with the stage differ depending on your character, whether they're like. I forget what they call, but it's like one for characters with super strength and one for not. So like in
I remember that.
In the Metropolis stage in 1, if Batman jumps up to that flying car, he'll just jump off it, whereas with Superman, he'll just grab it and throw it. So they already have a thing where they can go, well, this character is a strong guy, this one's like a normal guy. So like Goro, he's a big strong guy. He can't be thrown by, say, a Johnny Cage or a Liu Kang, but a Shao Kahn or a Kotal or a Geras. Those guys are big and buff and super strong. They can do that. And they're like, oh, well, Raiden's a god. I guess it's fine if he throws in. Maybe he has like an animation. Ermac, well, he can just do telekinesis. So, have fun little distinctions between the characters just to give them more character.
Yeah. Now, here's a very interesting thing that I've been seeing a lot more recently, because even though this has been, I think I've heard like this brought up very minor a couple months ago, but now all of a sudden after the T-1000 release, after people have seen the grandiose of all the guest fighters in this game, in fact all prior games, because now it's like people have kind of wound them up being like there's apparently like 16 or something total guest fighters from MK9 till now. People are now saying like these motherfuckers just want to do like a ultimate like movie fighter game, don't they? Like, why don't they just make that game? Why don't they just make like all like the horror icons in the 80s and then like some of the action stars back then and whatnot, and just like do a fighting game? At this point, you might as well. And it's like,
they would if not for WB. I think NetherRealm would definitely be down for that. They would do either a horror fighter or they would do a movie fighter. They'd be totally down for it. But since Multiverses kind of tried that and didn't do super well, I wonder if WB is just not going to finance that, at least for the next 5 or 10 years. They're going to be like, no.
True.
I recall how bad that did.
Well, the other thing holding it back is going to be the rights issues. Because you look at some characters like, who owns Jason anymore? No one knows. The Friday the 13th game died because of this. So the amount of time, like, if any character from MKX won't get their license renewed, it's Jason. Like he's going to be, he's going to ruin that game basically.
Very complicated.
And it's not like with something like Nick All Stars or Smash Bros, where you'll usually like Smash is predominantly Nintendo, so they own most of the properties there. So they could in first and second party, they can just go, we just own this stuff. It's fine. Whereas here it's like, how do you split the profits between like a dozen different rights holders for various characters? How do you argue, well, we got Leatherface in there. They're like, well, Leatherface clearly helped to sell this game in a big way. We should get a nice big fat cut of that. And then Disney's over here like, well, Alien and Predator clearly are way bigger. And it's like, no, Leatherface is more iconic. No, Alien and Predator are more iconic. And it's just arguing and fighting and people being dicks, because all the companies that have infinite money, they want more and more money so they can waste it on bad decisions. That's just what a company does nowadays. So the rights issue is why this is never going to happen. It would be great if they could do that and get it all out of the system. Here's all the past guests, here's some more we never saw. Fuck it, throw in Chucky. He can jump around like Yoda in Soul Calibur 4, but it's never going to happen.
And you bring up a good point, Snake. That's one of the most interesting and frustrating things about all these celebrity guest characters and stuff, especially if they're voiced by the celebrity. You think about how much money that costs, and it's like, hey, WB, if you're actually worried about making a good amount of money on MK and not having it cost too much, maybe you should stop hiring celebrities to voice the characters and stop putting their characters in the game. You'd save a ton of money. Like, just probably $50 million right there.
But that's the thing is, because it's all predicated on the idea that...
$50 million?
Well, that's how some of these actors cost that much to voice. Like, I think the guy in Invincible, the J. Jonah Jameson guy, they pay him almost $20 million to voice Omni-Man.
J.K. Simmons, damn.
Yeah, it's expensive. So imagine how much he costs to record the game. Probably like $5 million or something, like at least.
Because the way this all goes is that they're like, well, the thought process is, if we put a load of money into this and we get Arnie's face for Conan, or we get Robert Patrick as the T-1000, it'll get more people to buy it, so more people buy the game and the DLC. And obviously it will help the sales, of course it will.
Yeah.
But, like, will it really be enough to recoup the costs of these various guests?
Exactly,
Probably
to recoup.
not.
You got to break even.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to
Although
see.
with that being said, though,
I'd love to see a
that's probably
financial
why,
breakdown of
like-
this stuff, like how much the cast. They cost to get in the actors. I mean, that's the thing, is like they're not even paying Arnie to do the voice, it's just his face, but it probably still costs a lot, like somewhere roughly equivalent to what Robert Patrick would cost, because, no offense to Robert Patrick, he's not an Arnold Schwarzenegger star. But Robert Patrick is here doing the whole
obviously.
performance, and Arnie is not. So they still need to find another guy to pay to do the Conan voice, and it's like, how much is too much? I want to see a complete breakdown of how much this stuff costs,
I really
how much it
wonder
makes.
if money was the reason why Arnold and also Homelander could not get like the voices of these characters.
I don't think so, because I mean, Homelander maybe, because the other example of with him voice acting was Call of Duty, but with Arnie, he did do the voice for Dutch in Predator Hunting Grounds, and you cannot convince me that Predator Hunting Grounds has a bigger voice acting budget behind it than MK.
Yeah. I think he just didn't want to do it, which is unfortunate. If that's true, Arnold, you are a fun killer. 2 different characters with your likeness, and you skipped out on both. That's such a fun killer.
Supposedly, he's one of those weirdos who's like, video game violence causes real violence, which it clearly doesn't. There's been hundreds and hundreds of studies done that prove that's not the case, but these fucking boomers like him and Trump and all these other fucking dipshit losers, they just go, no, we I think it's the case, therefore it is the case, and so it's like the people at WB, that I think it's the case, therefore it is the case. I will hear no difference. What I believe is the correct objective truth. You cannot convince me through studies or facts or evidence that I am wrong, and that's why their companies fail, and it's why they will one day just hopefully just starve to death in a gutter in a video game, because that's how that works.
Is Chris Cox the one who voices Conan, by the way, or Terminator?
Yes, it was.
Okay, well, to be fair, would Arnie be screaming "Arr, arr, arr," when Conan gets beat up? I don't know. So maybe Chris Cox is a blessing in disguise. We get those "Arr, arr" voices when he gets.
You're getting too loud, Sonic. We can't even hear you on the mic, man. You cutting out.
Don't worry, it'll be picked up in the recording.
Here's a good compromise.
Last thing, though,
WB.
because we need to get back on track with too many topics right
Do
now. We're
we
still
though?
on this
Do we
off-topic
though?
thing.
Video game guests would be a smart compromise, because they'd be
Oh, yeah.
cheaper, and you'd open up to a way bigger pool of characters that are actually in the past 5 or 10 years that people still know about it, that are fresh in their mind. Like, that would be cool. Yeah, so
this
there you
is
go,
why-
WB. That's my idea for free. You have it for free.
They did it once before, and that was with Kratos, but back then it was only on these particular consoles. But consider, he's in Fortnite now. Like, he can play as Kratos on other systems.
Yeah.
Someone didn't even say, oh, well, you can put him in the game, but only if you play on PlayStation. Like, you can play as him on other systems. So the landscape has changed. They can do so much more now. They could bring Kratos back based on his new version with the axe and that.
Yes.
And you could do that, and people would enjoy having Kratos back. I mean, it might be a bit odd for him to go full-on Mortal Kombat violence with his current incarnation, but you could still do that, and then you could put him on other systems, and you put in cool guys like the Doom Man, or maybe an Assassin's Creed character, or other characters. I mean, some are difficult to do, of course. Like some right holders will say, no, we don't want our characters in this violent shit, but bring in Malcolm from Unreal Tournament, you fucks. Stop being cowards. I want an Unreal Tournament character. We had Raiden in Unreal Championship. I want an Unreal Tournament character in MK.
Who?
Sure.
No, I'm joking.
Okay, hold that thought, because I have to use the restroom real quick, but I'll be right back.
Oh, that was fast. Oh, okay. Sorry. See you later. What's that? Oh, look at that. That's adorable.
Fortnite.
Okay, look.
Fortnite.
Wait a second. That is. Oh, that's
Yeah.
a custom-made one. I see.
No, it's like an official thing.
Oh, so the cabinet is Fortnite, but Johnny isn't.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, that's cute. There's a Fortnite cabinet. That's so. What is that cabinet then? Like, what's it like supposed to come with?
Well, you come with some. It comes with some weapons, and you can put them on the back. So
nice.
This one comes with a sniper rifle, the groovy disco grenade,
Boogie bomb. Boogie bomb. That's what it's called.
and the plunger thing.
Oh, nice.
So
Grappler.
blurry.
Very cool Fortnite. Yes.
There I am. Okay. Sorry about that. I've had 2 coffees already because I got up an hour earlier than I needed to because daylight savings time happened, which is the dumbest thing that should not still be around. I found out that in some states in America, they don't even do it anymore. And I'm like, then why can't we just get rid of it?
Yeah, I was wondering why you messaged so early, being like, "Oh, it's like we're like 2 hours away before," and you're like, "Oh crap, that means daylight saving time must have happened again."
And what do? You can't just go back to bed for 1 hour when you're already up. Like, it's not going to
true.
work. So you might as well just stay up. I made a thumbnail instead. A couple of thumbnails.
I was
I did some work.
productive.
All right,
True.
sorry about that.
All
Now I'm
right,
back.
boys. So, in terms of our next topic, I guess we should discuss the new character. So let me do a I like to start
Characters.
off with my bit of a little skit here. Haha.
See, because I thought we'd already talked about T-1000, so I thought you were doing Madame Bo, and it's like, is this like when she's like pointing at Kung Lao, saying, "Oh, you should do your training, Kung Lao"? But no, I guess it's T-1000.
If you
Yeah.
fail
Well,
to
the gimmick.
prepare.
Damn it. Okay, the gimmick is both of you guys have died already. Okay.
I
The
did
joke
seizure.
the joke is I'm
Yeah.
trying to have a very serious tone here right now because I'm pointing at you, dog.
Aha.
Do you have any idea what you have done? Any idea
Did I-
the blasphemy, the sin you have committed?
I
Yo, man.
insulted Madame Bo and called her old.
That's whatever, honestly. But
Oh,
you have
okay.
made
Ageism, who cares?
genuinely the most offensive thing that has happened on the internet. Every one of those people online, like, making critique videos on True Underdog, like, "Oh, he hates Mortal Kombat 1 haters. Oh, he makes clickbait, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada." That is all, like, nothing compared to what he's done recently.
Really?
Do you? Yes. You don't even know what you don't even feel shame. I can't believe this shit. Wow.
You commit so many
Unbelievable.
crimes,
What
you
did I
don't even,
do?
you can't even tell you which one it was.
Unbelievable. The thing is, he made a promise on the last episode about this. You know, Snake was here, Babe Ruthless was here too to listen to this promise.
I did my Fortnite dance.
No,
I did it.
no, there's nothing to do with that. It is something that happened in your first T-1000 gameplay video.
Does Snake remember either? I forgot.
I didn't
You
watch
were
it.
in training
I
mode.
didn't watch that video.
You were doing combos. You were testing
Yeah.
out the character. But who are you testing it out on? Dog?
Oh, Reptile. Yeah. Well, I can't have him fight himself.
Yes, you can! It's
That'd
your
be so
first
lame.
video, too! Everyone in the comments is mad about that, just so you know. People are rioting in the comment section. You made a promise, and you broke it just like that, just easily. Unbelievable.
I really doubt people are writing about it in the comments because I read the
Look at
comments
your
and
own
I
comment
didn't.
section. I thumbs up every single one that brought up Reptile.
Well, oh yeah, they were joking like, "Oh, he's still the punching bag." Well, just so you know, in every video since I was beating up the T-1000, like in the
You
Sub-Zero
were.
video, I'm beating up T-1000, and I think in the Mileena and Baraka video, I'm also beating up T-1000. But when you're having him as the subject, you can't have him beating up himself. It just looks lame. Plus, I don't think I had any gear unlocked yet, which for anyone not aware, the gear changes his entire outfit, which is pretty dope. It's a shame they chose the most boring character to do that with because it's all just different cops, like from different countries. Like here's like a UK cop, here's a cop from like a different country. That's pretty much his outfits. Here's a vest, and then here's a cool like Mad Max outfit, which is actually unique. I like that one. But for the most part, he's just different types of cops.
Honestly, like, I do agree with that. I see he's, like, changing the topic right now because he doesn't want to get scolded anymore. But, yes, I agree. Like, it's so weird that the gears are actually, like, very good for the T-1000. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, they're cool. I wish like Rain got gear like this. Honestly, it's like, oh, you don't want hooded up mask Rain? Well, don't worry. This next gear makes it so he's like hoods down, like some type of fancy dude like jacket and shit and whatnot, and make it way cooler. Yeah, the DLCs and later on the gears become a lot more cooler. Before you talk Snake, I just want to bring up another counterpoint. Remember what Dog just said 5 minutes ago about, oh, I can't have the T-1000 beating himself up. That'd be lame. Let's see. 11 months ago, Mortal Kombat 1 godlike reptile buffs explained. True Dog has Reptile beating up Reptile!
Because he's the only option.
Oh, so now we're going to have a
Listen.
different excuse
Listen,
then, eh?
you have no idea how much YouTube is on my ass. They demonetized me one time in the first 2 seconds of a video because T-1000 does the Shao Hammer Slam. That's it. I freeze frame when, well, at the very start of his like gameplay trailer, you see him use the hammer in his like gameplay trailer 2. And
Yeah.
he smashes some dude's head with it. All I did was freeze frame that and zoom in to show that it's Shao's hammer. And then I cut to General Shao and MK11, do the stupid, oh my god, meme that I did before for Cabal, because I'm repeating that joke that he has more than one weapon.
Intro clip.
Right? That got me demonetized. 1 second. It even said from frame 2 to from second 2 to second 3. So you have no idea how much YouTube is on my ass. If I choose anybody who has even remotely human blood, they will get me like demonetized. It's crazy how much they're on me.
Yes. Understandable. Didn't have anything to do with the fact that you did choose T-1000.
Is there not a mod yet to change the blood colors?
Oh,
there is mods. It's not in the game itself, not on PS5. You can do it on PC, but I wasn't recording it on PC.
Then record on PC, dog.
I am now. I finally have MK1 on PC. It takes up so much space. It's such a huge freaking game. All these modern game developers, shame on you. There needs to be a law passed about this. Like the game developing community needs to come together on this. Steam could do it, maybe like how Steam's making all these cool rules, like you can't do loot boxes. If you do, you're not going to be on our store. They need to do one more crazy change like that and be like, hey, if your game is not optimized, you can't be sold on our platform. That needs to be a rule.
I just got Assassin's Creed Shadows and I installed it, and it's like 100 odd gigabytes, which is a lot. In fairness, it's an open world game, so you'd expect that it'd be rather big. A fighting game should not be 150 gigabytes. Even with
no, it should not.
Even with the story expansion and the costumes and that, it shouldn't be that big. But for some reason, that's how big it is.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that big because there's so many baby coding. I'm on my bandwagon again that NetherRealm does not know how to code and needs to hire some new coders and programmers, because it is not hard to optimize a game, especially a fighting game, because you just tell it to not keep track of the things that aren't currently shown on screen, and then it will be like way smaller. Anyway, back on T-1000. What do we want to talk about T-1000?
Yeah, I'm done like boiling dog. So you guys can boil in the comments later on.
The thing I was going to say before Sonic interrupted, even though what I was saying was more relevant at the moment, is that for contrast, the other characters from this season of DLC, their gear, Noob Saibot, his hood and his mask, which it's good that it's the full
pretty
set.
good.
It's the full set, so it's not just one thing, which is good because it means you get a bit more variety. Some are a bit samey, but there's a decent selection there. It's pretty good.
And MK9 and MK11 masks too, which is like, oh cool, I'll reference. We love those.
Yeah. Then you have also the one we can see his hair, and it's just Bihan, which will probably go well with the new Sub-Zero themed recolor he's got, because he even changes his skin, make it a bit paler.
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah. Sector and Cyrax, it's masks, most of which are shared between the two. So again, the whole thing of they look basically the same, aside from color scheme. Aside from one or two masks where you can see the hair, there's basically no difference between the two. It's bullshit. Conan, his sword. Of course it is, but who gives a shit? It's so boring.
Does it at least change to other items like a club or an axe or anything, or is it always a sword?
There is a katana, from what I recall. Like, at least there's different types of swords, so...
But it's so minimal. And then you have...
It's still pretty lame. They could have gone way out there with it, and they didn't. Oh well.
Yeah.
And then Ghostface, it's just various kinds of masks, which some are alright, but...
Yeah.
It's not very good. So again, it's like... 4 out of the 6, it's just masks. One guy's a sword, and then
although
his
it is kind of
T-1000,
neat how the masks change the palettes, maybe the color palettes change Ghostface's robe, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
like you can give him Shang Tsung's robe, and one of them has like buttons.
I do like that.
That was kind of cute. But sorry.
But then T-1000 rocks up and it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to have actual outfits as my gear. It's like he and Quan Chi are single-handedly keeping this entire customization system alive. Watch my new video on the degradation of MK customization systems.
Don't do it. Don't do it, everyone. Don't stop giving Snake more views than me. It's not fair. Stop
it. I deserve it, dog. I put in effort into my content.
He said that. Wow.
Mine's not a slop channel, dog.
I can't believe it.
I do like a melting effect on me right now, Sonic.
Oh my gosh. Look at that. He's making me do effort for him. You're right, Snake. You're right, Slop Channel.
Yeah, dog.
I had one loose video that did well and popped off, but Snake's doing so good. Like, all jokes aside, like his videos are just killing it. He's got like 4 videos back to back that are all cracking the 40K mark. It's really good.
Congrats, Snake.
Thank you. Love you too, both of you, even you, dog.
And he's not giving them bad titles or like anything. They're very like literal titles, and they're still doing great. I wanted to correct you at first, and I had to Google it. I'm like, wait, did he spell this wrong? or do they just spell it differently in the UK? I'm like, and I'm like, sure enough, customization has an S when you all spell it, not a Z.
Yeah.
I had to double check on that. I was like, did he spell it wrong? And then I'm like, no, that's how they do it.
Yeah, very few words will actually have what is a Z here. I think there's one or two. It is like IZE, for example. Usually it's ISE, but like magnetize is ISE, whereas over you it'd be IZE. But even the pronunciation of Z or Z depends on country, I think. So
true. Yeah, true. That is pretty.
I do like Z. I like Z. I don't like H. Y'all can get out of here with that. Saying H instead of H. No, get out of here. But yeah. But Z I like because it says how it's actually pronounced. Like Z. Oh, yeah.
Since we're on the topic of like T-1000's gear and stuff like that, you want to know the most interesting phenomenal that I've noticed? People are slightly having the hots for T-1000.
What do you mean?
I mean, like,
he's not a bad-looking guy except for his demon ears. His demon ears kind of scare me. I only say that because I've made so many thumbnails where I'm zoomed in on his face, and he has like some really out there goblin ears. Like he really does.
Very
Those
interesting.
things are shooting out.
But I'm just like, on my timeline, I'm just like, wait, what the hell is? Why are people like thirsting over the T-1000?
Well,
like,
you're also on Twitter, right? Or X, rather.
This is
where
Twitter.
Everyone is a degenerate like that. There's so many degenerates on that platform because
Sure,
they all went
but-
from Tumblr
It's
to
a few
Twitter.
things.
No one had the hots for Conan the Barbarian. Like, even though that guy was shirtless and buff, nobody gave a shit.
Here's the difference. That's just a big slab of like roid meat. Whereas like Robert Patrick is like an actually like conventionally handsome man. Unlike Arnie has never been a particularly handsome
so
guy.
sad.
Like he's impressive.
I think it's
physique
also
for sure,
that the T-1000 has that cool bad boy energy with how he behaves and acts. Whereas Arnold's trying too hard.
Silent type.
Snake, what is the macro to lock this thing so it stops zooming? Is there a hand
You need to
gesture
get
to
the
lock
app.
it in place?
You need to get the
It's just this,
Obspot
right?
app. No, that makes it track. You need to get the app so you
Trying
can
to
turn
make it
it
stop
off.
tracking.
Download the app, dog.
For the listeners, just so you guys know, the camera has zoomed in the dog like 4 times in this episode already.
There's supposed to be a way to lock it in place, but it refuses to lock.
App, dog. You get
I know, but
the
there's another
app
way to
and
lock
you
it in
set up
place.
the app, and then you turn it off.
I'm just gonna post some more T-1000, like whatever.
Damn it! There it goes. Yeah.
So yeah. So
anyway, back to you guys.
He's the strong silent type. He's got those looks, those smouldering eyes. He's a handsome guy. You know, it's easy to see why people are attracted to it. Plus,
I just never expected, like 30 years later, after he gets added to Mortal Kombat, people are like, ooh.
Plus he's also got this all silver liquid metal thing and the shape shifting. There's some very niche fetishes you can appeal to with that.
True.
Twinning. Twinning is a fetish that you can appeal to.
What is twinning?
He's mogging. He's mogging every scene.
Oh. I'm the boomer here. I didn't catch that on immediately.
So yeah, so there's a lot of reasons why people are attracted to this guy and not like the generic barbarian man who's just like.
Yes,
That's how he talks. It's not my fault.
No,
So-
yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Is it yet time for me to talk about the gameplay?
Oh yeah, totally. I would like to join into that too.
I'll Snake wanted to say one thing real quick.
Too.
Also, I think the way they've done the references and the fatalities has been quite cool with this character.
Yes.
Like,
Congratulations, Snake. You literally said on your last episode, oh man, they did that in MK9 with Kratos, and I thought that was lame. I want them to bring them back with, like, do something unique with T-1000, because he is a T-1000. Every fatality, like, he has, like, he's the only person with facialist, like, no expressions when getting fatality and fatal blow and stuff.
I don't think he screams
most of the
either.
time.
No. See, he does open his mouth sometimes, but he doesn't scream. He doesn't make any sound.
What is cool though, during the brutalities, he'll do the scream that he did in T2 when he's dying in the lava.
Yes.
Like weird creepy sound. It's so good. I'm like, oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's
Also,
a good reference.
One little thing is, I think it's a brutality line where he goes like, "Wolfie's fine, honey. Wolfie's just fine," and it's Sindel's voice actress.
Yes.
Yep.
I will say that's really cute, but at the same time, you have to be a really die-hard Mortal Kombat fan to understand what Trigor means. Trigor's fine, honey.
Yeah.
Trigor's fine. It's like, who knows what a Trigor is? You haven't seen that since MK9 or
Sonic,
Scorpion's Revenge.
It's Tigor. It's a play on tiger.
You see what I mean? Nobody knows this shit, okay? Nobody knows, okay? My bad.
I do.
Yeah. Even the fatality or the animality is called Wolfie is fine, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's a triple reference, apparently, people said, because yes, it's Wolfie, but also it's wearing the police like vest, so it's like a German Shepherd police dog too. Yeah. And apparently also the actor Robert Patrick owns German Shepherds. So it's like a triple reference.
Cute.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I didn't know that.
But also, since you were talking about the stuff about the facial expressions, like the liquid metal effects, that is extremely unique thing that they added. And like, well, one of the memes that I've had is like, it's extremely safe for YouTube. Like, holy shit, no need to censor your videos if you go up against the T-1000 anymore.
I was expecting literally
stuff.
just silver blood and a silver skeleton. He doesn't have a skeleton, and the splatter comes back to him.
Yes.
Like,
that's what I mean by like a lot more effort into this character.
Like, whole new systems were programmed in just for this guest character. They remain so true to the character, and it's great. However, it also raises the point: why did they not put in this much effort to remain true to all their own characters?
Hey man, they just want to like, it's their favorite character
Again,
that they've had in a childhood.
Within this same pack, they made two of the characters women for no reason, and here's T-1000 like, I'm the perfect representation of this character, and over here these have just been gender swapped for no reason. What is up at NetherRealm? What is going on?
I like how the gender
not just women, Snake, but also no
robots.
Cyberization whatsoever. So
yes,
their exploits the same as everyone else.
That's why it's so
and they could
weird.
have had them get like tiny augmentations, like maybe the spine has like metal coating on it. That could have been cool. Just like some tiny like metal braces on their bones would have been cool.
That's why it's so strange.
Also, the more you watch the Chaos Reign story mode, the more you laugh at how they're wearing armor, but they behave just like everyone else. Like they dodge barbed wire and stuff, and they should be just like sprinting through it because it shouldn't matter because they're covered in armor. But whatever.
It's expensive armor. It's like a Lamborghini. You don't want to like get that like her. Like, oh, do not like this shit's way too expensive, bro.
Speaking of Lamborghinis, have you guys?
No, we're not going there yet. We're not going. Snake, that's like the last topic. You are not Snake. Our audience is. Come on.
So gameplay-wise, it'd be funny to talk about this. And I thought for a second you were going to mention this when you were covering some controversy I did. Then you started like bringing up people making videos on me, and I was like, did I somehow fuck up again? And there's even more response videos on me. What the fuck did I do? I was like so
people are gonna bring it up.
Anyway,
you now use T-1000.
Both Madam Bo and T-1000 have game-breaking exploits. I haven't made a video on the T-1000s yet. Without his exploit, he's still a really good character. I'd still call him a top 5, top 3, just because he combos off everything and has a literal unreactable low overhead that you have to guess, which is bullshit in any game. So he's got all that, but Madame Bo was the funniest one because her bottle toss can be looped and there's no combo scaling on it, which meant any character that could use it correctly.
That is the issue.
Yeah, in my video I was showing how Kitana, Mileena, Reptile, anyone who can combo into the bottle correctly is getting 50% meterless, which is just too much. Listen, I love combos, but no meter, 50%? Especially if your character's already solid, like Kitana and Mileena are, like that's ridiculous. You want to give it to Sub-Zero, fine. You want to give it to Peacemaker, fine. They kind of need some help. But every character theoretically can do this if you figure out the loop with them. So that was busted. Made a full video on it. And I'm like, this has to be, something's got to be done about this. It's crazy. Madame Bo breaks the game hilariously. And then T-1000's exploit is a bit more technical. So anyone watching, stay with me. I'm going to briefly mention frame data. Please don't fall asleep.
Snake.
In this game, if you block an attack and do a special move, you get what's called a reversal punish. It's called that because it comes out the exact frame you do it, whereas for some reason normals are 1 frame slower. So in other words, if the opponent does something -7, you typically can't punish it because your 7 frame high is actually 8 frames. Not with special moves. They come out that frame. Which means, because T-1000's EX puddle... So T-1000 has that move where he sinks into the floor. I want him to come back, because this is a pretty big reveal. So I'll wait.
Well, I guess we can punish him. I'll just go on a little rant. He's going to miss out on this rant. Sonic, while you're editing this, it's your fault you missed this. So, Towers of Time, the challenge, the weekly challenge for to get the crystals. It was 30 cameo brutalities. Now, obviously, when you start out, a new cameo doesn't. I don't think they have any brutalities at first. You have to unlock them, which means here's a new brutality. New cameo. I want you to do brutality, but you have to do a tower or do some levels to get a brutality is bullshit. Yeah. But then, like, the one I usually do is the throw one. You know, where it's usually throw, then you hit down twice during it and they'll kill the opponent with it. That's the way I usually do cameo brutalities. With Madame Bo, it comes off the first hit, but there's like 2 other hits after it. Because she comes up, hits them with the bottle, and then like throws a match on them and sets them on fire or what have you. So if you don't kill them in that first hit, you can't do the brutality. Because the brutality is she breaks the bottle and stabs him in the neck with it. So if you don't get it on that first hit, you don't get it. But the remaining 2 hits will kill the opponent guaranteed. So I kept missing it because the weird way they set it up. Because like, normally it's actually the game's quite good at being like, well, if it's earlier in the move, the brutality, it's like it'll calculate the damage you would have done anyway and just give you the damage. You can see it go down like that. But with Madame Bo, it just doesn't. And so, and it's the fact it's the first weekly challenge that came out alongside the character, and it's just the game's going out of its way to be like. When I first started it that season, the first 2, the daily and the hourly challenges, both of them were cameos with brutalities who were other characters than Madame Bo. So the game was constantly trying to say, don't play the new character. We don't want you to play the new character. We want you to play the stuff you already played. It's bullshit. This game is stupid. I don't like it, and I'm sick of it. And Sonic XD missed all of that.
Game. I think if they had the right amount of time, it could have avoided a lot of these annoying issues and bugs. Yeah. But the game is so clearly rushed. I'm going to make a full video on that, and I'm going to give it a catchy title, like Proof Mortal Kombat 1 was rushed to death. Like just forced into an early grave. Because like we already have the Ermac and Quan Chi proof that's in your video. And then there's even more that came out, like how I was going to mention that Janet Cage, I think, is supposed to be an unlockable character originally for beating story mode, which is why, that's my theory, which is why on the Combat Pass, it said Johnny Cage for the longest time, because they were in such a rush, they even named it wrong. Otherwise, it would have just said Janet Cage from the beginning, I
think that was just to avoid spoilers. Even
but why would they? That doesn't make sense though. Because that's kind of illegal, isn't it?
Well, I think maybe it is, and a lot of people were upset that they didn't get a Johnny Cage cameo. The smart thing to do would have been to be like, to either say you get both of them and they just have the same moves, so it's like, you know, a costume change or something, or because most of the assets already exist, you can just throw him in there, his Johnny or whatever, or to just say, well, we need a sixth character to show off with Takeda at the end of the season, so let's just throw in Johnny as well for Combat Pack people, because I think they were giving you something you didn't pay for. You're like, I want this is what I'm putting down money for, and NetherRealm said, well, you don't get that at all.
Oh, you're talking about
an
Janet
even
Cage?
even simpler solution would have just been, here's a mystery cameo, we're not going to say who it is. Like, to outright lie about it was really dumb. Or just don't have it at all. Like, do what you do with Madame Bo, where she's just added later. That could have been fine, too. Anyway, so Sonic, you can cut out that entire part where I mentioned frame data. I'm going to explain it way simpler. The T-1000, what makes him broken, is he can punish strings and normals that are supposed to be safe on block, because his special move is 1 frame faster than it should be. This lets him punish a lot of stuff. And it's the move where he sinks into the floor and spikes you. That move, it also lowers him down. And like, because NetherRealm is too lazy to ever do hitboxes and hurtboxes, they just use the actual character model for the most part. This lets him duck under things that are not supposed to have gaps. So the string is supposed to be a true string with no flaws, block gaps, no gap for anything, but he can go under it with the puddle move and still punish you. That makes him extremely busted. Because with a cameo, I think even without a cameo, that little spike move starts combos if you're good with the timing. It's kind of tough, but he gets the combo after it. So that's extremely busted. Like right now, T-1000 and Madame Bo are both busted. I saw some people in the comments say that Madame Bo's already been fixed. I haven't had time to test it, and I reached out to some guys like Aziz, who just only test the game like 24/7 for fun in their own free time to post on Twitter and meme. And NetherRealm, the fact you haven't hired that guy is blasphemy. He finds bugs with your characters in the first 10 minutes of playing them. Like, he is so good at testing the game.
And his videos are very entertaining too. Like, his jokes are
he finds out immediately like what the exploits and what the problems are. I asked him if it's been patched yet, and he hasn't gotten back to me. So he said he was going to like test it, but then he just fell off the face of the earth.
mean, hey, come on, people have things in their lives.
What I wanted to bring up was it'd be really funny if he had actually been hired by Netheron in that time and he signed an NDA and that's why he can't talk about it. It'd be very, very funny if that was what happened.
Sure. But what I want to bring up is he also brought up the interesting because there's that like thing about like the what do you call it, the Korean backdash, or like the dash canceling to make you like dash faster, and he found out about like the new way of doing it, where you press like 1, 2, 3.
You hold 3 buttons. And just mash
that,
forward.
And you can do it. I did that. I tested. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the easiest way to do it now.
Which led to a funny response of people testing it and like trying to complain about their characters. Like some dude tried to complain that Rain doesn't have a good wave dash. It's like super crappy. And he's like, I will not listen to anyone ever again say that my character is being downplayed. And Aziz responds by just showing that Rain has one of the best forward walk speeds. So just walk forward. You don't have to dash with him. He's got one of the best walk forwards in the game. Same with like other characters who have bad wave dashes. They can just walk. Now with that said, I'm not a fan of the wave dashing. Just don't like it. Me personally,
like
I've never been a fan of it.
Or in every game in general?
No, some games need it, like Marvel versus Capcom. But for Mortal Kombat, just have them dash, because I like that they're committed to the dash. Because in most 2D fighting games, you can see someone dash and punish it. That's how like it's supposed to be. I actually saw a political streamer. He's not political. He's a drama streamer or drama YouTuber. He posted a funny tweet where he's playing Street Fighter 6 and he's like, I hate this game. And it's a clip of him trying to play footsies with Bison against Zangief, but it's a modern Zangief. So you know what that means. They can do like a super on a moment's notice. So
I saw that clip. Yeah.
And like he just dashes forward. He makes the mistake of dashing forward, and then Zangief just does level 3 and like grabs him, right? And I just had to respond like, why did you dash? Why did you forward dash when you're already really close to him? Just walk forward. Like, what do you do? Don't blame the game, but that's the benefit of having to commit to your dash. It lets the opponent actually react to what you're doing. And I wish that Mortal Kombat would adapt more of that, or at least make it to where you're forced to commit to an attack out of it, which has always been around even since MK11. You couldn't dash block as easily, but you could dash and do a low poke or dash and do something else to get under projectiles and stuff. Anyway. So, all that aside, everybody, my point of this all being this huge long talk is that T-1000 and Madame Bo are both busted. And I think that's because they just didn't have time to test it, or they just threw it in and were like, whatever, we're done.
Yeah, interestingly, I have seen like a lot of pro players are like, T-1000 is worth committing to. Because it's like how strong he is and stuff like that. I always thought Madame Bo, even from like debut, it's like, either she's going to be okay or she's going to be very strong. Regardless, that bottle toss being an ambush is just going to be good for her. But that alone. And that seems like the only move that I have seen, mostly from Madame Bo. But I mean, like, she does have a bunch of other moves that she has in her arsenal. But I don't think I've seen like pro players drink and stuff like that yet, which I would like to see that. But everyone now seems just being bottle tossing and stuff.
True. Very few people are drinking. I can't believe you, Snake. I can't believe you support this game that is so terrible. The Japanese High Council convened on it.
That's very funny. However, I want the cool samurai statue, and Japan can't stop me.
True. I'm actually not a fan of the glass because we can't see it.
It is very sick, though. I like how how we basically have two sides of the political spectrum right now in our podcast.
No, actually, my assumption was the same as Asmongold. I thought the game was gonna.
This conversation would go on for like an hour because I feel like there's a lot you could say about like this game and whatnot. I thought it was kind of interesting because a lot of people, when they saw the trailer of T-1000, they brought up like, oh shit, it's Glacius. Oh, he's doing Glacius moves from Killer Instinct. And Maximilian Dude made a video recently where he just went back to the original game, and sure enough, like Glacius, like in the original game, had like the puddle move, and almost the animation looks so similar to like he coming out like doing the uppercut and stuff, like what T-1000 does now, and also like the dip down move and stuff like that. Glacius was already inspired by the T-1000 back in the day, so it's a very interesting like full circle moment where it's like, oh, Glacius was inspired by the T-1000, and now T-1000 is inspired by Glacius. It's very cute.
So what you're saying is that this season includes Glacius, Tusk, and Fulgore, as if they're trying to set up a Killer Instinct MK crossover. Ooh. Is that what you're telling me?
Ooh, yeah, that'd be kind of sick.
Who's the Fulgore?
Sector or Cyrex?
Sector Cyrex.
One of the two.
I guess. Yeah.
Just commit to the bit. Commit to the bit.
Yeah.
One other
It'd
thing.
be cool if they added the Killer Instinct character or just did a crossover. It'd be fine.
Yeah. That seems like a really fitting series. One other thing to bring up also is that Snake recently brought up an interesting tweet about like how they can reuse some of the assets or abilities for their next game, and it's like, what if the T-1000 was brought over to the next game as Chrome?
Yeah, there's already a mod for it. It's pretty cool. That's what Snake said. He's like, just put Chrome in the next game. That would be dope. They have the technology now. They know how to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Copy a lot of that stuff over there.
I think I actually saw, because I was watching a video last night of that MK New Era Mugen game, and I think Chrome actually does a lot of the stuff that T-1000 does now. Like I think he even has the raise up then bring the blade down. I think he has that, and it's like it even it had a female like cyber ninja who's red, like basically a female sector, and it's like, did M1K crib a lot of stuff from MK New Era?
MK New Era.
Much better name than Mortal Kombat 1. Just gonna say it.
True, actually, I do kind of like that name.
I think everybody agrees that it should have been
era.
oh my god, what is this? No.
What happened?
Oh god. The third picture you posted in Combat Kings.
I posted like an hour ago. Come on.
Oh, you did? Oh. Oh, you're right.
Just in case Sonic
10 minutes ago.
Just in case Sonic can't put this in the video.
I won't show the full picture. Don't worry about
here's
it.
T-1000, and he's like in a SWAT uniform with the hat. It's like, oh, he looks like Ninja Striker. That's cute. And then it's like, well, here he is with no shirt, and then here he is, well, he's clearly got no pants as well. He's just the gear. It's like, take away the costume, it's just the gear. What?
People have thirsting over a T-1000. It's like, okay. I think also one thing I really like is like because bringing up the facial expressions of the T-1000.
Yeah, he's like, huh? Yeah.
He's just contemplating life. I think some people would say like, guys, that is so accurate to me. That is my expression every time I get hit by that stupid fatal blow.
I like the idiot sandwich expression.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Someone needs to mod that one where Cyrex's bombs are just slices of bread, just for this one animation.
Wait,
Just
that does sound
Photoshop
awesome.
it, yeah. Yeah, someone had a great description in the comment. They said his facial expressions are almost like he's in disbelief that you're trying to kill him. He's like, what are you doing? Like, these don't hurt me.
Oh, okay. There is one thing I can bring up that I find interesting about the T-1000. That's like maybe one of the last things that I could say. But anything else you guys want to share about T-1000 before I bring this up?
I like that he has unique intros with the Peacemaker that reference the fact that the T-1000 actor plays his father. That's fun.
Yes, that's cute. Fuck, man, you look just like my dad. And then Conan is also, you look like the T-800. Although, yes, you literally are bringing up what I'm about to bring up here, which is the intro dialogues, dun dun dun, because I actually went through all
Oh
of them
god,
to, like,
here we go. Here we go.
Hey, I have some very interesting things here, and I think Snake is going to find this extremely interesting. I heard that. Did you smack your microphone?
No, I hit the mic arm.
I see.
Don't judge me.
What's funny is you can see the compilation on YouTube being 15 minutes, and people in the comments are saying like, this T-1000 has more lines here than the Terminator 2 movie. Basically, T-1000, if this is like completely lore accurate, he wouldn't say anything. He'd just go fight you immediately.
You say that, but in the newer films, the Terminators do trash talk each other. So.
Oh, okay.
Remember his equivalent in the latest film, the T-Rip, whatever. He's like, just give us a girl. You're a machine like me. You should be working together. And it's like, why are the robot trying to communicate with the other robot? They should just go.
Just do something, basically.
Yeah.
Like, the only reason the T-1000 talks is to either lure people, try to blend in, or, like,
Call to John now.
Yeah. There is... what's funny is actually, like, his one of his victory animations, if mid-round victory animations, he'll beat you up, and then he'll pull out a picture of Johnny Cage and be like, call to John.
Yeah. See, what's funny is, because remember, in the last game, you had the Sarah Connor photo was of Sonya. So this one is Johnny in place of John. John, who is Sarah's son, and now Johnny, who would be Sonya's husband. Like, Is Johnny Sony? Is that what's going on? Is that the real law that Sony's going to be like Johnny Cage's mother? She's the cop mother who was mentioned in his intros.
This is getting interesting. Not in a good way. Oh yeah, there's like a image description for every single one of these, basically. Just inconvenience, really.
Cyrex bombs almost look like headphones here. He's actually motorboating grenades right now. So stupid.
You brought up him working with the robots. What's funny is there is like intro dialogues where like the T-1000 like talks to Geras being like, "You're a machine too. Join us." To Geras.
I like Sector's where it's like, oh, you know, the cyber arm is the first step towards cyberization. It's like, oh, you figured that out, smart. And it's like, yeah, so I guess the cyber initiative is coming.
Well, we knew that since like one of the first intro dialogue was Sector. It's like, oh, obviously, like that's what they're setting. I forgot like if Dominic or someone on Twitter was be like, "See guys, don't worry, we're gonna do the cyber initiative. You know, just wait around."
I do appreciate that his ending does two things. One, it has Sector in her like normal human outfit. We get to see that again.
Yeah.
That's very good, very nice. I like that. And just like she's trying to reprogram him, and he's just like, no. And it's really funny. He's just there in his police uniform in the background, like being captured. Like, why is he still in that? But the other thing is that when he's like killing Kung Lao and fighting the other characters, you just see Madame Bo jumping in from above, like the same spot, the same spot where like Smoke threw her off. She's like diving off, like, yeah, I can take this.
And we didn't see her die, so I mean, maybe she held herself pretty good.
Have y'all seen her combo breaker? It's hilarious. She flies in with a bar stool and breaks it over your head. Like it's so good. When I first saw it, I had to pause and go, ha! Because that was like a genuinely creative one.
I love that one, yeah. The arcade ending is pretty cute. It's just basically T-1000 going into the Mortal Kombat universe and just bringing Armageddon there, essentially. And Liu Kang is the
narrator.
The narrator of that.
Similar to Cassie last time. For Terminator, yeah. It would have been a little cool if they kept that going and had it be Johnny instead of Liu Kang, but it's fine either way.
He is the creator of the universe.
It would have stood out a little better though from the last one, because I've finally seen Conan's ending, because for whatever reason I just never watched it. It's like, that's narrated by Matt Yan King, but I don't think he's playing Liu Kang. I think it's just like an impression of something from the movie.
I think he's supposed to be impressing the guy who is Conan's friend, who is Uncle Iroh. My guess.
That's my guess. Because even though Matt Yan King is like Asian, you can tell, he's an authentic Asian accent for Liu Kang. It does sound like a white guy doing an impression of an Asian accent. He exaggerates it a lot, so I guess it's an impression of this other guy.
Yep. Ermac also, one of the T-1000 intros, he's like, oh, you're not human, you're not a threat, basically. So he only cares about humans. There is an intro where T-1000 fights himself, and he'll be like, did Skynet send you? No, John Connor did. And it's like, oh, that's kind of cute.
Pog.
That's pretty cute.
Reprogram T-1000 Pog. But that's the thing is, we don't know if that would even work. Like, could that work? Because if his whole body's liquid metal, where's his neural net processor? Is it all in nanomachines? We don't know.
Maybe there is a nanomachine neuron processor that's a little tiny one, just one
That's one of the funny things with the Terminator is that, while it's cool to be like, here's the T-Rip is a T-1000 with an endoskeleton underneath it, and they make it operate separately, which is a more advanced version of the TX, which was just an endoskeleton with liquid metal over the top. But the T-1000 is just better because he is just liquid metal. He can just go through things. He doesn't have a skeleton underneath he has to get through. It's just the best one, and somehow every single Terminator since has been a step back. Every single one.
Well, not to mention, it's funny to me because I guess they're not going to do this because it would be like, I guess, less fun, but it would work. If I was Skynet, you know how in Terminator 3 it was a lady robot?
Yeah.
Just use that to seduce John Connor, take him to the bedroom, and then kill him. You have privacy. It would work really well. Like, there you go. That's how Skynet would actually do it.
I don't think she needs to seduce him. As long as she's already... The thing about the T-1000 is, as long as you're to your target, beat. Okay, I win. If you're dead, then it's GG's. So as long as she gets close to him... So there is no seducing.
You're right.
We're talking, like, online... I don't know, from the camera.
Oh, yeah, like she
Hi,
catfishes
John
his ass. Oh,
no.
no.
Catfishing? Is that what... This is getting a little too meta.
See, she
I said on Twitter-
becomes a viral Twitch streamer with the sole purpose of seducing John Connor and bringing him in for a collab video.
And once John Connor is about to approach the door, Arnold shows up. Do not go in, John. Do not go.
Do not go in, John.
See, 'cause I said recently actually on Twitter that I miss when Terminator films had like the mind game aspect, like the way, like what's the dog's name? And he goes, oh,
The phone call, right? Yeah,
he goes Rex, and then he immediately goes, what's wrong with Wolfie? As a way of like baiting the T-1000 to go along with it. And like the mind games were so good, and
Wolfie's fine.
I think in the first one he imitates Sarah's mother over the phone, and it's like that's cool.
Yeah.
And so what you're doing is like a modern day extension of that idea, and I think that's a really neat idea. I want to see more stuff because the way it got to the point with the T-1000, but after not 1000 but TX onwards, it's like I'm in disguise. I'm Catherine Bruce's boyfriend. Oh, she's running over to me. I'm going to unmorph in front of her and then try to kill her instead of I just kill her like this. Is it they're going to unmorph for a cool trailer shot so she can run away in fear? And they all do it. It's so dumb. I hate it.
The only time that I wonder if the Netflix Terminator show broke that trope, because he actually did try to attack them in like a regular form, I think, but she just knew that was the Terminator for some reason. I don't recall. Pretty good show overall though, the Netflix one.
Nice.
Cool.
Any hoozle. I agree with Snake that like they've been a worse model of Terminator ever since the T-1000, but they're also just like, well, we gotta keep making it fresh somehow.
Yeah.
Which is funny because the one time they did anything to make it fresh, Salvation, that's the one that the fans hated, and so then everything since has been more T2 rip-offs.
Damn, I like Salvation. I'm like in such a minority with that, I guess.
Yeah. That was a fun film.
Oh, okay. If you guys say so, might give that a shot. I don't know if I really want to continue the Terminator series because I watched the first two. I'm like, this is great. I don't know if I should continue this.
The only downside to the Salvation is they didn't end it there, which they should have. That should have been like the actual. They can still have prequels and all that, but that should have been the film since they're actually in the war, like actual Judgment Day. They should have just had that be the finale and show how John Connor actually ends it and saves the day.
Yeah,
but they didn't.
Because it was supposed to be the start of a new trilogy, and that's why people rejecting so much of it. It's just baffling. Like, oh yeah, they're not using the lasers, and it's not all nighttime all the time, and it's like, yeah, because they've not reached that point in the war yet. Skynet didn't just start a war and go, I have lasers now. It took a while to develop the laser guns. How do people not get this? It takes time. The idea was that would be introduced in the later films, but no, people rejected it. And so now this franchise, embarrassingly, has a trilogy of failed trilogy startups. It's embarrassing.
Including the newest one, I think, or no, the second the newest one, maybe, where it completely screws over Terminator 2. Like, that's how it starts, is by fucking over Terminator
one, right?
2.
Yes.
And you're like, I can't believe they did that.
One,
that's like the ballsiest thing you can possibly do, and I mean bad ballsy. Like what? Think of a show that has a really good ending. Like what like show or game or movie has a really good ending? Picture that in your brain, and then picture a sequel going back with time travel and ruining that ending. That is quite literally what the newest film did.
What if
flabbergasting?
What if Jesse Pinkman went back in time and ruined the ending of Breaking Bad? Think about that.
So random. Anyways, let me just get through these pretty quickly because there's just a couple more. But yeah, like Geras and Lou talk about another Terminator. They reference that they fought a Terminator basically. There is a pretty funny intro that I don't know how much implied this is, but Mileena like basically is just like I'm like, oh, when do these like threats to my empire cease to exist? But she says it kind of like T-1000 is the first time a multiverse like versatile type guest character has showed up to like fuck with her. So it's kind of like, oh my gosh, Homelander like wants to mess up my kingdom. Omni-Man wants to like ruin stuff. Freaking Ghostface is a psycho around my kingdom and stuff like that. It's kind of like implied like that in a way. Which
is funny to imagine that the MK universe characters defeated Omni-Man and Homelander. So so now we just need the boys to be like, we need to open a portal to another universe. Then Scorpion comes in and just like wrecks Homelander in the final season of The Boys.
That's a really funny way of saying it without spoiling it. Rain talks about how like maybe you can control the T-1000's liquid metal.
Because Megan Fox doesn't do new lines anymore, there's no chance of her saying something really stupid like there's so much iron in your blood, and he goes, I'm liquid metal.
So you knew about that, okay, because that was the surprise that I wanted to bring up.
What, the fact that she didn't have any new dialogue?
She has new dialogue for Conan Ghostface, every DLC. Oh, there is one intro dialogue with her recently in the T-1000 where she says, "Are you as nourishing as you look?" No. T-1000 just says that immediately, which is funny. But the thing is, that is a reused dialogue.
Yeah.
So Natara against T-1000, all reused dialogue. The other ones, no. So this kind of probably implies like this is like the really tail end, or like just like T-1000 wasn't planned immediately, I feel like. But yeah, just like Megan didn't voice for him, but everyone else did, funny enough. And then you brought up the Sindel, like he mimics Sindel's voice, right?
Yeah.
There was another intro where like Sindel would be like, "Where's Kitana? I heard her here," and T-1000 will sound exactly like Kitana being like, "That was me."
Oh, that's good.
In one of the intros.
It's like those intros in 11 where Mileena would imitate Kitana.
Yes. Actually,
No,
yeah, literally.
no way in hell you can imitate Kitana. And then she just does it and goes, "How the hell does that work?"
This is a interesting conversation. It could lead to something longer, but I just kind of want to ask this. You know how like people don't really like the Havoc of this universe? It's just like, oh, this isn't like a really well done Havoc, but also Hotaru isn't here, so we don't really have our Order Realm versus Chaos Realm like shenanigan put into this game. It's a bit of a shame and whatnot.
Yeah.
While looking through like the characters we have, a part of me kind of felt like, you know, Ghostface kind of is just a better Havoc.
How so?
In terms of like this chaotic psychopath, like, why are you doing this? Because it's fun, and all that kind of like aspect and stuff like that. And then in some ways, I feel like T-1000 is also a pretty good like representation of Order Realm, or just like the perfect order kind of a like device in a sort of way.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, there's like intros where like Kitana is like, you don't want to, you're not, because he talks about, why are you doing this? Survival. It's like, Skynet sent me. It's just like clean cut, just no emotion, just immediately just gets these things done. There's an intro where he talks to Kitana. Kitana says like, you're not doing this for survival, you're doing this for control. Both are essential. So it just feels like T-1000 and the Ghostface kind of are the perfect order versus chaos dynamic that we didn't have in a way. I don't know if you agree with that or not, just something that I felt.
An absolute travesty that we didn't get a new palette for Striker that makes him silver.
Yeah,
Silver
that would have been cool. But that would have ruined his... Oh, for Striker. I thought you meant for T-1000. Like an actual solid chrome as like a gear piece. I'm like, that'd be cool, except he has the move where he literally turns chrome and walks toward you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that would be
exactly.
confusing to know when he's in it or not if he didn't have the effect.
He
That
has a
move is
lot of
also one more reason
animations.
he's busted, by the way. Because that move is really good against certain characters. They're just like, what do I do?
The best thing to come from the T-1000 update is that one screenshot where it's T-1000 and Striker shooting at, having a gunfight with Shujinko. He's just pulled out a gat and he's not taking
Yes.
shit anymore.
That was a very funny choice to give that as one of Shujinko's moves, like just pulling out the gun.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think his other one is like, he goes liquid, right, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, a
Like,
little
how
puddle.
cute.
I'm not sure if Snake brought this up or not, but I just realized it makes zero sense for Shujinko to have his powers, because Onaga gave those to him.
Well,
But we haven't seen Onaga at all.
Oh, you mean
This is-
in the ending, in Kung Lao's ending, where he's like the apprentice?
Well, in general, Shujinko didn't get powers until Onaga showed up and
Canon
gave them to him,
Shujinko
right?
is not canon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If,
Like, that's a, you know, like classic Shujinko.
yeah,
technically,
that if it's not in the story mode, it's not canon. But you do make a good point, because I think he does still have those powers when he shows up in Kung Lao's ending, but
And Kung Lao's ending, yeah.
unless Liu Kang,
Yes.
decided, well, Shujinko could just have these powers naturally, which is like not a good choice. 'Cause if you know Shujinko's story, you know that he needs to be educated first before he gets his powers and does something stupid.
True.
True.
Another random plot hole I thought about while watching an
Unless-
MK tournament.
Because Onaga
Go
does
ahead.
exist, so it's possible that Onaga did still do this, or maybe it was
Somehow.
Shang Tsung or someone else. So there's potential to go into it, but I won't be surprised if they just ignored it and just had Shujinko show up and go, "Hi guys, I'm Shujinko. This is my first appearance in this timeline. I've never been in
I
this
just
timeline
have these
before."
abilities.
Yeah, I had something to add to that, but I forgot. Oh yeah, one more like plot hole that I think is hilarious and kind of keeps me up at night now. When watching a Rift Arena tournament, I saw a high-level Kung Lao player and I was enjoying watching it. Then I just randomly realized, wait, they explained in story mode that he makes the hat. So his hat has
Yeah.
an origin now they do not explain where his magic abilities came to teleport the hat.
No.
He just has that though.
Well, before he even has the hat, he also could do like the spinning ability, the chi, like blue stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
He's always had these mystical powers, so when he's like, what the hell, Sub-Zero, you can freeze people? What's going on? Anyways, here comes my spin.
Yeah, that was really dumb. NetherRealm, stop doing that. Stop having characters be impressed that magic exists in a world where, in all previous entries, even the celebrity actor had superpowers. He could throw green balls of energy. So we should assume that it's not that rare to have magic powers in the Mortal Kombat universe. It's just that some people are way better at it. But it should be like more common.
In the original game, Kano was the only character who didn't have any kind of powers.
Yeah.
Even
Wow, no, tucking into a ball is pretty impressive.
Oh shit, yeah.
True.
Sorry. But like Sonya had her.
No, that's just really good stomach strength. I don't know.
Sonya's hoop thing was meant to be her chi. For the I think MK9 or maybe DCU changed it to silly. But DCU or 9 changed it into a tech thing, which I get it, but it was supposed to be chi. So clearly, when they started, like everyone had some kind of superpower. Even I say Kano, it's like it's not really a power, but like it's superhuman, I guess. But now it's just like now everyone has to be like, whoa, magic exists. That's crazy. I don't like the obsession that the series has gotten, both in the games and the movies, with explaining everyone's superpowers. You don't need to do that. People can just have powers. It's fine.
Exactly.
No one's gonna mind.
Even in the Machinima series, they had to explain that, these powers only work on the island that they're having the tournament on, which is why everyone was still flabbergasted that Sub-Zero had ice powers or something. I forget. But yeah, until they retconned that with the prequel fight with him, and it's not important. Random thought though, how cool would it be if they let Carl Urban have powers like that? He can like throw green energy and stuff. Oh no, they're not going to do it because the Arcana.
Arcana
they're not going to do
exists.
that.
Sorry.
Yeah, they're going to have him.
He's going to awaken
someone's
his
going to have to
Arcana.
explain it to him, then he's going to have to unlock it. But if that wasn't a hurdle to go over, it would have been so interesting if like one of the villains shows up and is trying to assassinate Johnny Cage because he's going to compete in the tournament, and they don't know that. So like Johnny Cage is recording a movie, and like the assassin's like about to attack him. And like the hero's like, look out, he's gonna try to kill you. And like say does like, I don't know, let's say it's like Sub-Zero or Noob Saibot throws an energy blast at Johnny Cage, and he just throws an energy blast back and destroys it. And they're just like, what? And he's like, yeah, don't fuck with me. He's like, I've had these powers for a bit. He's like, I've been doing this since I was fucking 13 or some shit.
He's already awakened his Arcana early on or something.
Because he already can, because like Liu Kang got it from killing like that human trafficker or whatever in his backstory. So you can just say, oh, Johnny just like killed it. Some guy tried to kidnap him to like get money out of his parents, and Johnny killed him, but by accident. And now he's as a child, and now he's got powers. So
I forgot that the Arcana can be either passed down by family or can be taken from killing people.
Here's the question though, right? Remember, Sonya gets hers from killing Kano.
Yep.
Kano's back in this film. Is he still going to have his Arcana, or is he going to have to get the Cyber Eye as an augment?
I wonder if it's just going to be a Cyber Eye.
Is that the explanation? Is like, no, I wanted my laser eye. I want it so bad I cut my eye out and got cybernetics to replace it. Is that going to be the origin for Kano's? The first ever origin, other than Jax punched him in the eye and eye socket and his eye flew out from Legacy. Is this the only other explanation for Kano's Cyber Eye we're going to get? That he cut it out because he wanted his laser eye back?
Sounds fun.
That'd be great. How badly was he killed? He just got stabbed by the gnome, right? His head didn't explode or anything from the energy being stuck in his skull or something?
He got stabbed on his head, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so what if they do some like dumb thing where like the cybernetic enhancement like healed him?
Revived him?
Like maybe he wasn't dead, he was like just in a comatose state. But Sonya thought he was dead, and they haul him off and just give him a cybernetic enhancement. It'd
be so funny if Shang Tsung was like, I'm going to bring back a few of my minions. Just a few of my minions, not all of them. Cabal, nah, he can stay dead. But Kano, that guy I want to bring back, the guy who's a traitor to his friends, I'm going to bring him back. He seems like a trustworthy guy.
The only way that would actually be really good and a good angle is if they tell Kano, and we don't know this as the audience, Kano could say like, ever since that head injury I got, I can't remember anything. And he's still, I remember when I was with you guys and we fought a lizard thing, but my memory's really hazy. And so like they think that he's like, and he's so good at that they're convinced, but it's like, oh, it's just another betrayal. I'm working for the bad guys the whole time. I made up the amnesia thing.
Just again.
It's so absurd.
Same exact twist, 2 films in a row.
I think what's really funny, what you brought up, Snake, is like if Shang Tsung doesn't bring back everyone, because I don't know why that ending is like death is just another portal. It's just like, oh, whoever died didn't matter kind of a feeling. But at the same time, it's just like, oh no, he only selected a couple characters to bring back. Part of me would just find that really funny because it's like, oh, he brought back Kano and not Goro, the champion of Mortal Kombat. I don't know that, CGI, but the CGI is too expensive for that shit. We can bring it back again.
Well, in fairness, we don't even know that Goro is the champion. He just shows up in one scene. I don't think he's actually stated to be the champion.
They built a statue for him in Outworld. I feel like he's got some importance.
I mean, you'd assume so, but you never know with these people.
Yeah. I would almost assume the origin is still... Wait. Wasn't there that mural where Goro rips apart the Great Kung Lao or something?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that is another
in fairness,
implication.
Sonic, there is that statue of Shao Kahn that looks nothing like Shao Kahn's new design. So let's talk about that new design.
MK2 Shao Kahn! That's right!
So let's talk about the new design and the new designs we've seen for the...
Sure, we can go into the movie discussion. Unless if you guys want to take a short Madam Bo break, because it's like,
Sure,
she is in the game and whatnot.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's been an hour and 30 minutes already? Holy shit.
Oh, I didn't mean a break time. I meant just talk about Madam Bo for like a little second.
She's fun.
Whoa, that was
we did
a really
talk about
loud
Madam Bo already.
We did talk a lot about her.
Mainly gameplay though, huh? Well, I guess one thing worth covering about Madam Bo is that there was a great reaction to her. People were actually excited that she was added to the game. In fact, so much so that Snake gave me a video idea. He's like, you should compare the love for Madam Bo to the hate that Janet Cage got. Because they're both technically gender swaps.
They're both
like
also
previous
technically
characters.
original characters.
Yeah,
they're both at the same time, but
game,
Janet is like despised. Yeah.
Yeah, and like basically it's like almost like they tried to push Janet and it was like inauthentic, but like there's this like genuine love people have for Madam Bo that's very authentic, natural, that people just liked this character and wanted her, whereas Janet was one they tried to shove. So it could be an interesting video idea, I think.
Yeah, I think what's also fun you can consider, Dog, is do a community poll. Be like, why do you like Madam Bo and dislike Janet Cage, or something like that, and like see what the fans respond.
I think
you get a lot of input.
I think that was part of the pitch. I don't remember, but that is a good idea either way. Like,
Yeah.
hey guys,
now we can get more opinions.
Why do you like or dislike this character? I mean, some people will be like, I like both, or I dislike both. And if you dislike Madam Bo, you're a heathen, and you will be slaughtered and burned in the pits of hell.
Madam Bo has the best fatal blow animation.
The chocolate.
It's so good. It's perfect for the Asian or Latina mother who just comes out and just beats you with a shoe. Specifically those two.
I mean, someone from Asia, like, sometimes we see cockroaches and stuff like that. The most useful weapon, chaka. There we go, most useful weapon right there.
I need to get a screenshot of her doing that to Sector specifically, because like, no, bad daughter, what are you doing?
Somebody drew a comic of that, just like the image.
Please get that for me. I need to see it. That's really good.
I'll see if I can find it. But yes, it's like there is that like fan art. I'll continue saying something else. I think Dog won't be too interested in this, but like, actually, Dog sent this a couple days ago. The announcers, when they say Madam Bo, I forgot what Johnny says, but like Mileena,
Yeah. Sizel, Johnny Cage, Movado,
Madam Bo.
She just hits puberty when when Madam Bo shows up.
I also love
Movado, Tanya, Madam Bo.
So made a good point about that. The way she says Johnny Cage, like she sounds like she's like really into him.
I love the animation as a result. Did y'all see the cute animation? I think y'all posted it, right?
You posted it, yes.
Madam Bo. Because she doesn't say Madam Bo. Yeah,
and the other funny thing is also,
I just
when
thought
Sindel says,
we need to find out, is Kari Walgren in the voice acting strike going on over AI, because that could be why there's no Mileena line, because her actual dialogue for like T-1000 would have been recorded in advance. But if they just recently decided to make Madam Bo into a cameo, that could be why there isn't any new line there.
There is that possibility.
Because this has been a thing with Fire Emblem Heroes. Like a bunch of the characters have been popping up in the game, and it's like they start speaking in Japanese in the trailer, and it says English voice lines will be added at a later time. And it's because a bunch of the voice actors are on strike right now. So, I wonder if that could be the reason why.
There's even more evidence here because, like, listen to Sindel saying Madame Bo.
Madam Bo.
It is clearly spliced.
Clearly spliced.
Oh yeah,
huh?
she straight up says it as separate words.
Madame Bo. You know, it's like a sentence mixing.
Oh, you're right. And then I
Right,
think
right?
someone said Liu Kang is just saying her name from story mode because he already mentions it at some point in story mode, and they
Oh,
just
that'd be funny.
reused that audio. Yeah.
Yeah. So this definitely feels like Madame Bo was not like a final, not in like. She's much more of a newer inclusion. Like they didn't plan this, to me at least,
Yeah.
with these two like voice lines
Well,
and stuff.
Yeah.
It's that, or they're just so done that they're like, screw it, we don't care.
We don't have time
So-
to bring back Carrie.
Yeah, that's also a concern that I have, is that they're just like, or they were so on the fence about adding her or not adding her that for some people they had them say it, and for some people they didn't have them say it. I don't know. Or best case scenario, the files just weren't added correctly because they were trying to keep this character a secret, and they did a pretty good job actually. No one knew this character was
True.
coming, so. And that's because they never had the voice file for it. Because don't forget, Mileena is the one that leaked Ghostface. That was
that's
like a leak
right,
you
yeah.
can't even blame on the data miners. That was just straight up their fault because she says Ghostface. Like, Ghostface. So, yeah. Totally their fault that time. Did you want to talk about the movie costumes?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
And every
So-
other
so-
new costume, because
So
like 40
compared
costumes got added.
compared to Madame Bo, who we had no idea was in the game. This stuff we know about ahead of time.
Yeah, true. In fact,
Well,
they told us
interesting-
way in advance, which also has me nervous that they're done with the game because the movie's not even like had its first trailer yet, has
Yeah.
it?
No,
And yet we
what
already
they-
know that
What they
yeah.
did do is they did show screenshots. They did officially show, here's Johnny Cage, Kitana, Shao, I think one more, I forgot.
Scorpion.
Did I forget? Scorpion. Here are what they look like. A couple hours later, here's Mortal Kombat 1 screenshots of what they're looking at in the game. Doing like, huh? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
And Sub-Zero's also in there, but they didn't announce him for whatever reason, but he is in the files.
No. Sub-Zero is wearing his Mortal Kombat, like the first movies, like iteration, so maybe he's gonna look a lot more different.
Well, 'cause the interesting thing is, I believe the actor is confirmed to be playing Noob Saibot, not Sub-Zero.
Did they? I know the actor is coming back. I didn't know
At
he was
least
not
on,
playing
at least on
Sub-Zero.
Wikipedia, that's what it says. So it says that he's playing Noob
It's-
Saibot. So which
It's
makes me think: is it possible we'll get a Noob Saibot costume from the film later, and they just don't want to show that off yet because they want it to be like they probably just want it to be in the trailer, and he'll
Fair.
show up and go, recognize me, Cole Young, and he'll be like, oh shit, Noob Saibot's in this movie, and at the end of the trailer, it's like movie costume pack coming to MK, then there's Noob Saibot showing off his cool little costume.
Oh my gosh, Noob! And he's gonna have like a 1 minute fight scene before he dies.
Yep.
Because there's like 20 characters in this movie, so.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
way too many characters. It's going to have the same problem Annihilation had and Battle of the Realms.
Oh yeah.
In fact, not only are the new costumes like revealed already months in advance, which could have been because that article already talked about it. It could be because like that article already talked about it, so they're like, let's just get out in front of it and advertise it ourselves too. That's the best case scenario, but also funny enough, these movie costumes are already in the game files. So if you have the hook
Yep.
mod, you can just wear them like for free right now, like months before they come out. Presumably months.
I think
Yeah.
it's very interesting that like, because the screenshots don't show like the full costume. It's just a screenshot. So even for like Shao Kahn, it was like a shadowy figure of like, whoa, what's this interesting? Like we don't know what he's gonna look like. Oh no, now we do because he's in the game.
Yeah.
The screenshot is right there. We can literally do a 360 around his model. We know exactly what Shao Kahn is gonna look like in the movie now.
Yeah, I mean, but you can't look at it though and say, well, it's in the file, so it's obviously coming soon, because we've had the Bruce Lee Liu Kang costume since the Ghostface update, and only now has he gotten a store render. So he's going to be available in the store sometime soon, because he's finally got that
Hopefully.
render. But he's been in the game for files for 4 months, and they're just not giving
Yeah.
to us. But people have been using him as well early through Hook Mod. It's just
Yep.
some wild shit.
But yeah, what do you guys think about the? Well, before we talk about the game, like, what do you guys think about how they look in the movie? I have
But
one interesting thing to
all we
say.
can really judge is Johnny Cage and Kitana, because Scorpion. Sorry, shall we see too little? And with Scorpion, the presence of Sub-Zero could suggest that the Scorpion costume is just for the original film, and that he's going to get a new look in this one. Probably not. He's probably just going to look. He's probably look exactly the same.
Yeah.
Although it is funny how the costume for him, like, he looks. His outfit's brown, which I never realised. I thought it was black.
It's like bronze, right? That kind of like.
No, I mean the
like
black
feeling.
part's the cloth.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but here it's
Look
just
at the
brown. It's like I
screenshots.
thought it was black. It's just it looks a bit off now, unfortunately. Where Sub-Zero is immaculate, it looks perfect, just like in the film, as far as I can tell. And if you don't like his mask, you can swap that out because that's how customization works.
True,
with Johnny, it's the same leather jacket and slightly blonded up hair that he has in the poster. That we saw.
Poster. It is the same. I remember I brought this
Which-
up. It was like, what if that actually is his official look,
Which-
and it's not like the movie he's playing?
Yeah, which I mean, in fairness, we've never ever had a shirtless Johnny Cage in a movie before. Never. He's always been wearing a shirt. Or the closest was like in Legacy Season 2, where he has like an open jacket. I think he's topless underneath the jacket, but he still has the jacket on. So we've never actually had it. But I'd like to see a live-action Johnny Cage who goes in shirtless and he just does the full Van Damme and just like wrecks people. But I think he's going to be wearing a fucking leather jacket. Maybe takes the jacket off and he's got like a shirt on, and that's what he's going to be like for the whole film. I don't fuck with this design. I don't really like it.
The design, it's one thing I do find it very interesting is people are saying, oh, Carl Urban like doesn't look like Johnny, not the perfect Johnny pick. I agree with that, but that screenshot literally makes him look like the older Johnny from Mortal Kombat 11. Like I feel like that is the inspiration, just that basically. I wonder if
True,
that's
the
the
little-
angle they're going with, which would be interesting.
Yeah. I think it is the idea. I think it's going to be an older Johnny Cage. I thought that ever since they announced Carl Urban. I thought he's going to be
Yeah.
like already
It's
close to
pretty-
retiring from movies, and then it's like, wait, Johnny Cage, first you must fight in Mortal Kombat. And we can have some cheesy line like, you couldn't have asked me when I was 30 or 25.
Well, I'll say this: it's like, can you imagine? We've seen what he's supposed to look like in the poster at the end of the first film that hints towards him, and it's pulled from MK11. Can you
Well-
imagine this Johnny Cage wearing that outfit?
MK11.
Yeah, because you see it in the poster at the end of the first film
The big belt.
when they're like, "Oh yeah,
I
Johnny
mean-
Cage, the next film, don't worry, guys." And it's like, can you imagine this older-looking Johnny wearing that outfit?
I can't really imagine him wearing the more tank top one that is in MK11 and stuff, but maybe.
Yeah, well, so we'll have to see how Carl Urban performs as the character. We'll have to wait for a trailer,
Yeah.
but just from the look, I don't like the look. I don't think
It is quite plain.
I can't see it looking much better in motion because for me it's more of a case of I don't think it fits the character and it looks a bit too. I mean, this has been an issue with other characters. Like Sony's just wearing like a tank top in the film, and it's a really boring design. Where then like Scorpion and Sub-Zero maybe it's for contrast, so Scorpion and Sub-Zero look more distinct. But like, I think Jax has a jacket now, which looks good.
Yeah. Save the budget. Make him wear a jacket. That's smart.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like that.
The Earthrealm characters are probably more basic because they're trying to be more realistic, where the Outworld characters
Yeah.
will wear more fancy smancy stuff, basically. I think that's what they're going with, the world building
Yeah.
and whatnot. Speaking of fancy smancy, what do you guys think about Kitana's outfit?
I like it.
Oh, the fancy dress they have? Like the royal
spider
dresses?
web. The movie.
Oh, you mean the movie ones? Yeah. So
Yeah,
I've
so the
noticed that
movie.
with the movie outfits, they all look decent, but also like they're half finished because film outfits don't translate super well all the time into game outfits. So with Kitana, the upper half looks great. The bottom half is just like black pants.
Yeah,
There's
I
almost
saw
nothing
someone that's
going
like,
on.
the
Yeah.
top half, 9 out of 10. Bottom half, 1 out of 10. I did see that. I'm like,
Yeah.
true. It's pretty boring. It's just like black,
yeah,
basically.
It really does look like they took a Revenant outfit from 11 for the
Yes.
top, and then the bottom is just her original movie pants. And like,
Now, granted,
I'm not opposed to the
like-
boot, like the simple boots. That's fine because she's going to be doing some action scenes. I imagine high heels
That's
are
what I would
probably
bring up.
difficult to work in.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's a practical thing. But why the fuck are the pants all basically all black? Why does it not properly match the top? She looks like basically what customization should be. We could just mix and match and make hideous bullshit instead of just the team giving you hideous bullshit with the alternate palettes. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, basically, like I said, I'm assuming it's more or less to be like more because it's the action scenes of the video. Oh, if you do something too fancy, like a dress and stuff like that, it'd be too hard. So just pants, like whatever, kind of a feeling. I want to see it in motion before I really judge it. But yeah, top half cool, bottom half. And then the very interesting.
Is the other one left, right? Yeah.
Yes. The very interesting thing about Xiao is Chronodog made a poll recently talking about who's your favorite Mortal Kombat 1 like costume that they've added, and like 40% was everyone saying Shao Kahn, because Chronodog really hates that costume if I'm not mistaken.
I thought that a lot of them were saying, oh, that was for the movie one, not for the like in the game version maybe, because I had another post talking about it had Sub-Zero in the poll, and I think Sub-Zero got the most, which was funny because he was in the first movie.
I voted for Sub-Zero in the game one too, but I think Shao Kahn won for yours.
Did Shao still come back and win? Because Sub had a huge lead. Like Sub-Zero had a massive lead, I thought, and then he still lost. That's amazing.
Let me see. That's what
Unless
I saw.
I could be Mandelaing myself. Maybe it was Sub-Zero.
40%.
Yeah, so Sub-Zero had second
34%
place.
34% Sub-Zero.
Yeah, so Sub-Zero had second place is what it was. Yeah.
So
Shao Kahn's outfit looks fine, except he has Mega Man boots, which makes me laugh. Like you can't tell where his calf starts and his ankle begins. It's all one giant boot.
Which is in contrast to his normal models, where he has very he has very thin lower legs and feet. Whereas his upper body's rather large, so he just looks really weird.
I wonder if people just don't care about the small details like that and just big burly man, he looks cool. I like skin. There we go.
They're a big fan of his samurai-esque mask, which I don't hate that it's a samurai mask. I hate that it looks like it's all the same crappy material you would find at like a Halloween store. Like it looks like so clearly fake rock, if you know what I mean. I don't get why it couldn't just be a skull. Why's it got to be a skull carved out of rock? You know, but
I see what you mean for that. Yeah,
I was trying to find this hilarious image of Astaroth because he's the funniest example in Soul Calibur 6. Here it is. Oh, it's so funny. When I first saw this, I was laughing. I could not stop. I was fighting my buddy who plays Astaroth, and for anyone not aware, in Soul Calibur you can break armor off people with certain moves. Do y'all see this hilariousness? Look at his little baby legs.
That is a very interesting proportion, man.
So, I like the upper body. I can see where they're trying to replicate the original, go for the original design, but more practical. So there's no spikes, because the actor has to do the fight scenes. So that's fine. I don't like the dragon scales, but it's hard to tell if that's just from general Shao or if that's what he's going to look like in the film, because we know with the original statue in the previous film that clearly MK11 will have some influence on it. But do you really want to put on all that makeup for the big guy to be the fighting people, or would you rather just keep it clean? We'll have to wait and see until we see him in action, because the image we saw is just his mask in shadow, so it's hard to tell what exactly they're going for there. I don't really care for the pants, to be honest. It's just kind of odd and weird, but it might be another case of it's for the actor's benefit. I think the lack of skull motifs is kind of lame. There's nothing on his belt or on his chest to be like, here's a cool Shao Kahn iconography. I don't really care for the mask having the lower jaw part. I don't like that, but maybe it's just to make it more secure on his head. So, because look, if he can wear that during the fight scenes instead of taking it off in the first 5 minutes and never putting it on again, I'm all for it. I'm perfectly fine with that.
It's not an easy thing to be wearing around.
And the axe is clearly a Shao Kahn hammer with axe blades on it. So this is your more classic Shao Kahn hammer style. 'Cause for some reason, even though it's in the game for Dark Shao Kahn, we still don't get a normal war hammer. It's bullshit.
True.
Just give us the hammer, NetherRealm. It's literally in the game programmed in. Just let us have it.
T-1000 got it before Shao.
And very interestingly, no horns.
Yes, that's the other thing I forgot to mention. That is
specifically gave this version no horns. So
Whereas the Deception one, they just we'll just build the helmet around it. It's fine, and it's this proves that they could just take the horns off any version. Any version of Shao could go without the horns. They just chose not to do that, even though it makes way more sense to just get rid of them for every other version.
Yeah, one last skin to bring up because we're kind of done with the movie posters because it's Sub-Zero's like movie version of the skin. I do actually quite like how it looks in the game, but someone brought up a very cool point, and I'm like, that makes me like the skin a lot more. This is a Bi-Han skin. Like this is specifically Bi-Han, not like Kuai Liang's Sub-Zero skin from like the older games, which is like, oh, that is a skin for him basically.
Yeah,
and I quite like that detail.
It's a tricky thing for for Bi-Han because Kuai Liang is Sub-Zero for so much more of the series. Bi-Han is Sub-Zero in 3 games, one of which is just an alternate costume for Kuai Liang, whereas mythology as well. But in all the rest, it's Kuai Liang, so he has way more costumes to pull from. So, I mean, it's one of those funny things because they did the UMK3 costume, so they could have just not done MK3 Sub-Zero and just gone like, here's mythologies or MK9 or something. So as it stands, the only Bi-Han retro costumes are the movie, UMK3, and this one.
95?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's the movie you were talking about. I see.
But so the 2 movie costumes and the UMK3 one, whereas all the rest are... I mean, it's fairly balanced actually. Looking at all the costumes, it's fairly balanced. How much is Bi-Han, how much is Kuai Liang. But it's good that he actually gets some of his own costumes brought back. But I want to see more. Bring back MK9, do mythologies, do cool shit like that.
Well, speaking of Sub-Zero costumes, we also did get the MKX Scorpion and Sub-Zero skins.
Mm-hmm. The Sub-Zero one, I think, looks incredible. It transferred really well over to this game. The Scorpion one looks fine. It's authentic and accurate, but I will say that many rings looks kind of hilarious in MK1 because the rings actually shine correctly and stuff. So you see just how many rings Scorpion has on his outfit, like little metal rings. And also how many, he's literally got his tunic stapled with like metal staples, it looks like too. So to me, Scorpion's outfit looks a bit too detailed in MK1, but the Sub-Zero one looks perfect.
Yeah, I think they both look great. Although I didn't notice those details you were talking about. It's just like, oh, dude, the classics, like right here. That's awesome. Kind of a feel to them.
My only issue, and I'm not sure if it's just, but the Sub-Zero's mask looks off. I can't place it. I feel like it was it more blue in the original? No, I guess it was silver. It just looks off somehow. And it's
darker.
And the brown leather bits, the brown stand out too much here compared to MKX. I feel like it blended in a lot more.
Well, MKX is a darker game. I wonder if
a desaturated game too. Yeah.
Desaturated? I wonder if that like affects it.
Yeah, but I think
it would look cooler, darker, or something.
But I think overall these two are wins, and I'm like, oh, I actually like how Scorpion looks now in MKX. Because I never really cared for the design, but here I'm like, oh, it actually looks really good. I don't know why. somehow it looks really good here.
I'm like, oh, I really like
they
this.
translated well. It also finally gives you white eyes for the characters if you wanted those really badly.
Didn't Scorpion... I feel like some of the Scorpion other skins had white eyes.
Maybe some palettes, but not like a dedicated skin
movie
has the white eyes, is what I mean.
I see.
I mean,
Titan, right?
Yeah, Titan, UMK3, and the movie version all have the white eyes.
Oh, okay. Well, fine. There you go. Then fine.
Yeah, dog.
But for Sub-Zero, dude? Not only Sub-Zero has the... Oh, I guess he does.
Learn the game you shill for, you shill.
Community noted.
I do not shill for this game. I'm tired of the allegations.
But yeah, that's the movie. That's MKX. They added so many skins in this patch. It's insane.
Yeah,
Next up, we can talk about
the movie costumes are not available yet. The MKX ones are, although, well, they might have rotated out the store today. We don't know. They've also updated the store so that some of the costumes change every day. Some of the bottom ones, which led to a funny little screenshot. I got a funny little screenshot where there were 3 Mileena costumes in the store at once.
Oh, that's hilarious.
The other ones that are available straight away are
the gala costumes.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of the Earth Realm,
common fashion.
Yeah, which is one of the reasons why I think it was a bit of a shame because it's Outworld characters again. It's
true.
It's Li Mei, Reiko, and Shang Tsung.
Shang.
Yeah, in
which
these
granted. Lee May and Reiko deserves more skins though, so
Yeah.
I don't really mind them getting it.
It's just like I
And
feel
it's
like
not quite Earthrealm skins. It's more like if they're at a ball, right? Because they're called gala
Yeah,
skins.
Yeah.
it's like a
Yeah.
gala in Outworld, basically. That's the theming of it.
Yeah, but I just feel like it would have been neat to have here's an Outward style outfit for like Johnny Cage doesn't even have that
Earthrealm
many
characters.
costumes somehow. So like it could have been Johnny, Kenshi, and Smoke. Like them dresses in an Outward style. Maybe he even theme it around Johnny Cage's movie, and it's like, hey, okay, Smoke, you're gonna play Outworld's Enforcer number 2, and he's like, hell yeah, and Kenshi's like, fine, I'll be number 3, and Johnny's like, yeah, this is my Outworld disguise outfit. You know, you could do something fun with that, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I'm like, yeah, Reiko and Lee May do need more costumes. They have
Again,
bugger
these are
all.
just like fun for fun kind of costumes they just wanted to make, basically. Like, oh, just why not? We come up with fun concepts, basically, and I think they're good. I think they're pretty nice. Shang Tsung's looks like literally something he could be wearing at like a dining party.
Yeah.
At like a whatnot.
To me-
that just seems-
like a young Shang Tsung could walk out and I'm Shang Tsung, welcome to the Mortal Kombat tournament, like that kind of setting. I think that one's pretty good. I don't care for Reiko's, especially his dumb emo hair, where he's like based like looks like Havoc. And and
do you
Lee
guys
May-
remember the Scott Pilgrim, like the first boyfriend?
Oh, it does look like him. Oh my god. It
Yes.
does. Oh.
People brought him up. I thought of him too immediately. I'm like,
I feel like Reiko's costume is totally like it's bait for people that are attracted to Reiko. Like that's 100% what it
so.
is.
I
Like-
mean, Reiko fans like it, so
Yeah.
good for them, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not.
Even
too-
the hair,
Even
like
down to the
hair.
eyeliner, like it's so much like
Yeah, I'm broadly not too fond of the designs, but yeah, I'm glad they have costumes though. But I would prefer to be like, here's MK4 Reiko. There's still no MK4 DLC costumes. Give us MK4
Still
Reiko.
no. The first thing I did see when Reiko showed up, I was like, is that MK4 Reiko? Oh no, that's. He's showing his pecs. Like, oh.
Shang Tsung's outfit looks like he's Hugh Hefner. I'm just gonna say it. Looks like Hugh Hefner with a turtleneck, like he has his own little Playboy mansion. That's right. That's what Kitana, Tanya, and Mileena are attending. Like they're at his, they're in disguise, like that
yeah.
scene in Final Fantasy VII. Like they're in disguise, like they're applying for a job at his Playboy mansion, but they're in disguise.
Oh, I know who you're talking about now.
So just to elaborate on what Dog said there, in the files, Kitana, Mileena, and Tanya also have a new costume set, which is another one of those where it's the same outfit for all three. But it's like nice little dresses, and they look really solid. It's almost like a mix of MK9 Kitana and MK2 in terms of where the fabric is. But Kitana, Mileena, we don't need Mileena. Costume 11, get out of here. Kitana,
11 costumes.
yes, this will be number 11.
True.
Katana,
She does have 11.
Katana, the costume, get out of here. Tanya. Because she's
And
got
also
the
for
bob,
Tanya, it
she's
changes
got
the
white
hairstyle.
eyes. She looks
Yeah.
like Tanya. She looks like Tanya, and the outfit itself is actually a decent. Like, I could see this being a main outfit for Tanya in one of the games.
True.
Why all this effort now on Tanya? Why does she look so good?
Finally, a bit more like the classic Tanya that we wanted to see.
Interloco, one of the big data miners, had a theory that these were actually going to be used for an expansion. Like they're going to be part of Story Part 3, the costumes you unlock. But because that all got canceled and they already had them made, they're like, we'll just throw them into the invasion season. Because for anyone watching wondering how do I get these, the Kitana, Mileena, and Tanya ones are actually going to be free. They're just going to be in like the
Yes.
Liu Kang invasion season or something like that.
You're gonna be able to unlock them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like.
Which
I
is
like
one
how
more
Snake's
theory that they were
face-
going to be originally part of story mode.
I like how Snake's face went down when he finds out that he has to play invasions. But yeah, they look great. I like these skins. I'm like, oh, cute. Like these are nice dresses and whatnot for the ladies. Speaking of invasions, because
I have barely touched it. What gameplay I have done has just been on Towers of Time to get the crystals and aim for top 5, because top 5% gets the T-1000 announcer voice, and we'll have to see how, because Ghostface was crap, but T-1000, we'll see what that's like. Could be
I
interesting.
would imagine it's gonna be extremely like Monday tone.
Yeah.
Talking about the
It'd be really cool if instead it was like if you were like describing what they are, like cryomancer male. Saurian male, Saurian female,
The most basic.
Tarkatan male. Like is it? He's categorizing them like a machine, but they wouldn't do that.
You know, it'd be also funny if he has like he describes them based on how they help with his mission. Like maybe he looks at Johnny Cage and he's like, "Might know John Connor." You pick someone else and it's like,
no, John Connor.
not
The
John
target.
Connor. Yeah, the target.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Sub-Zero, greatest threat. Because he's liquid nitrogen.
Yeah, 'cause you can freeze
Raiden,
me.
Yes.
Serious electric hazard.
Electric hazard.
Reiko, not a problem.
Not a problem. I think Scorpion would be the bigger threat because he's got the fire.
True.
Why I was a little bit interested in the invasions topic is because Dog actually played it this season. Wow!
Really?
Look at that. Yeah.
Oh, because my recent video or what?
Yes, I watched your
Yeah.
recent video. That's why I knew you
So
played invasions.
which Sub-Zero palette are you going for? Ermac or Sector or Cyrex? Which
I
one
was
you trying to
legit
get
only
though?
playing it because to show off the new costumes, I wanted to actually be fighting somebody, but you can't really do it online as consistently because you have to like right when the round starts hit F1 and then copy and paste the costume and get it in there. But in invasions, it's way easier to just load the costume. Yeah, I could have done single fight too, but I was like, why would I want to do single fight? I'd rather like actually play and be unlocking stuff at the same time. And I was reminded how stupid that gimmick is for Sub-Zero, where they randomly freeze for no reason, which uses one of your freeze slots in the combo. And I'm like, oh my
I saw
God.
that happen, and then somebody replied to you the answer, and I'm just like, why? Did you read that? You replied to that comment, right, dog? I saw you reply.
Yeah, I just said like I understand like that's the gimmick they're going for. Like, oh, he's an ice character, so he has that random chance to freeze the opponent. Just like Scorpion's a fire character, he has a random chance to catch the opponent on fire. But the difference
I did
is
not know that.
Scorpion catching them on fire or whatever does not ruin your combo. Them getting randomly frozen actually screws over Sub-Zero's bread and butter combo because it counts as one of his clone freezes, which means you can't do his clone freeze later in the combo, which is his staple combo. It's so stupid. Like, ugh. They could have at
Did
least
you,
locked that behind a gear item.
Did you play the original? You must have played the original Cryomancer season last year, right?
Yes, I did.
Oh yeah, you did. You fought the Sub-Zero boss. So basically, what I'm saying is, did you unlock anything?
In the new season?
Yeah, because you played some. You said I'm playing Invasions to unlock some stuff. and
I haven't
whatnot.
gotten very far. I'm still in the second Mesa. So no, nothing.
I played 2 Mesas, and I've only gotten a Quan Chi like skin. Basically, it is rough getting these skins, honestly.
Yeah, at least a lot of crap's in the shrine now. There's actually a ton of stuff in the shrine. I had over 200,000 coins saved up, and I still didn't unlock everything. Yeah.
I had I had 200,000, and it was like 40,000. 40,000 contents, and it's all just combat cards. Oh,
Maybe they've added stuff since the last season, and I didn't even do anything in the shrine then. So that's why there was so much backed up for me.
I don't think there's been
there
anything
you go.
added since. It was either Taka this season or with the expansion. It's been a good long while.
like a half a year basically. And now they added it. It's like a bunch of combat cards for the guest characters and like Madame Bo and stuff like that. It's cute anime Madame Bo like shenanigans, like sure, but you know.
And don't forget to check the seasonal store because all the MK DLC characters have got new Sub-Zero themed palettes, and T-1000 also has a couple of brutalities in there.
Exactly. You can either get that in the seasonal store or play Invasions to get it. The one that I find kind of enticing is the Noob Saibot one, because I can be like, haha, check it out. I reverted Noob Saibot back to Sub-Zero now, haha.
Yeah, especially if you mix it with his like normal, like his like, mask we can see his hair, which is
Oh, yeah,
non-canon.
yeah.
That is really cool.
It's non-canon.
I didn't think about
Noob
that.
Saibot is bald canonically.
Yes.
I'm
Unfortunately,
still
this
wondering
one-
why that is in that final shot. That's so funny to me. They made him bald there.
Well, it's because like the actual head, it's to not have the hair clip through whatever mask hood he's got. They make him bald. Like they did that in the last game as well. It happens with like Collector and some characters we can customize the hair. The hair just comes off, like Shiva's and stuff like that. And so
Yeah, but that's a movie cutscene.
I know
That's pre-rendered and everything.
Exactly.
So they could have just
Yeah.
used a different hairstyle. It would have been fine.
yeah, that's because the hairstyle
I think-
is paired to a different mask. So they could have just said, "Oh, we'll just put that." You could have easily made the hair as a separate thing. I wouldn't be surprised if there were some finishers that do just remove the mask but keep the hair with that gear item. It's just another one being weird and lazy. Of course, they could have also just been like, well, we'll just make a version that has the hair and his face is uncovered, and we'll just have that as a gear item. You know, if you're gonna, make a thing and then just make it available for the player, instead of just being like, well, we have to make it available for the player, and we don't want to do that, so we're just gonna not make it at all because the other one's dumb. So
It's also very
Bihan
possible.
bald.
Yeah, it's also very possible that the story mode was done first. Is that what you were going to say, Sonic? That they did that early?
Kind of. I was gonna say
Yeah.
like the people who did the story mode and then the people who did the gear are two separate groups, and they didn't
Yeah.
They did not communicate this like clearly. Basically, that's like the third time you've done that, young man. Like,
Boom.
unbelievable.
Young man?
In front of the class.
How dare you?
In front of the class.
I'm an ancient entity, and you will show me respect.
With a background like that.
You fucking. You have KK in a wheelchair as your background. You're in no position to talk. You fucking zoomer.
So as you.
You zoomer son
I'm
of a
sorry.
bitch.
Hey, Snake has been burning a lot of people today, so I just felt like I had to say a little bit there. Here's the thing that's really annoying about this season of Invasions. I would say up front to Snake, because Snake, if you're contemplating playing this season, you don't need to worry. You don't need to, because unlike last season, there is no Mortal Kombat 11 Sector Cyrex, there is no Scar Scorpion, there's a fourth thing in the Invasions that was... there is no Order of Darkness Urmak. Yeah. It is all just blue palettes for every character. You can get the Combat League Sub-Zero and whatnot. You can get the DLC characters blue. There is no special story mode like skins or whatnot in this Invasion season, so pretty not enticing for me to play it. But I did still play it because I wanted to try out T-1000 basically for this season. I had my crippling depression moment in this. I had my Takeda Osho character trial moment in this Invasion season when I met endurance modes. In this season, they did a lot of cute little like holiday stuff. So it's like while you're fighting a witch will all of a sudden like fly past you, drop something, and like hex you into a pumpkin or a giant eyeball.
That was an MK level, I think, as well.
It's pretty cute. It's like, oh, nice. That was enjoyable. What's not enjoyable is, do you guys remember the Roomba squirrel talismans?
Yeah.
Where you got that Roomba on the squirrel and they'll do something, Mileena size and whatnot. I think during the Christmas season they tossed a bunch of like candy canes. Well, this was me going against the endurance match, which each endurance would change a different type of Roomba. This is the second one. Watch me try to do a combo. I can't do anything. I'm like, maybe I should zone this guy or whatnot. That fucking Roomba with the scroll just comes closer at me. If I do any move, I just get interrupted. What the fuck am I supposed to do here?
Well, you won the first round somehow.
Well, the first one is a different Roomba. It's all three of them are different types of Roombas. I forgot the first. It's much easier on the first one. It's like, oh my god, I can't. I do two hits, the scroll. Like,
I bet.
Yep.
I bet the person who designed that is also the person who designed Floyd's AI, because he just doesn't stop.
But the thing is, at least that's fair, because you can at least like punish like, oh, that's not safe. I can punish you with a combo. This is like, that's not safe. Let me punish scrolls like, fuck you. So I was about to just give up on the spot, like, right, like, fuck this. There's no way I can beat this. But luckily, I did have an item on me that just prevented projectiles. So here is just me basically turning this into like a joke.
Oh,
the scroll doesn't even the scroll doesn't even shoot at you once you have this thing, basically. And yeah, so like, oh, thank goodness I had that, or else I would never have played, like, kept on playing, basically. But that was my 13 reasons why, basically. That was almost my 13 reasons why right there, basically. I was like, dude, like, fucking A, I've never seen something so annoying in Invasions. You haven't got there yet, probably, dog. So just a heads up.
Yeah. I mean, Aziz also pointed this out. He was doing something similar, and he's like, "Did they raise the difficulty?" He was fighting a Johnny Cage character that was doing something similar on like high or hard difficulty, and anytime you flinched, he would shadow kick you. It was like nuts. If you blocked, he would like wave dash in and like close the gap instantly. It was nuts. If you attacked, he was like parrying you. It was like he just had the right answer to everything. It was like MK2 levels of bullshito.
Yeah, I'm thinking of restructuring my 4 horsemen of invasions and dropping Mileena, who's only really there because you fight her a lot, and putting Johnny Cage in, because a lot of the time when he gets his star power, he just doesn't stop. He just doesn't stop. He just keeps hitting you.
Hey. And he has armor.
Yeah. So you can't even punish when he does fail, because what's that? You punish me? Aha! I know, sell it like I'm John Cena and just beat the shit out of you. I fucking hate it.
Specifically the Johnny Cages that have like when they're taunting and they have armor while they're taunting. That's the most annoying, because they're just gonna taunt and then hype and then just do a bunch of combos on you. It's like, okay, dude.
Like armor is the biggest problem with this whole mode, I think, because I think the two biggest issues that stop you from really playing the game properly are armor and the fact that specials and normals have separate stats. Because like, why would I do a combo that involves normals
put it on
and
attack?
Why would I do a combo that does normals and specials when the special's going to do fuck all damage?
You do a normal combo, it's going to be 50% of your damage, and then you do, for Reptile, you do force balls to like knock him up. The force ball does like 1% damage because of how I don't put any points in that, basically.
Yeah, and so it gets to a point where you're just like, I'm genuinely better off just constantly jumping in and uppercutting the opponent, because it does decent damage. And even if they do armor through it, you might just be able to duck in time to not get punished. Like, how is this actually playing the game? You just have to use cheese strats the whole time, because no one playtests this. You can tell no one fucking playtests this, and they haven't since launch.
They want you to treat like the talismans and like how you upgrade things like an RPG. You want to take time to understand the mechanics. Well, they just do it for you, and they hope the players will figure it out themselves, basically.
Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah. I mean, I've been saying since the beginning they haven't been testing this time.
Also, have fun with the bald Kenshi there, basically. I just realized every time he takes off a hat, it's just bald.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just played Invasions just to level up T-1000. I have no intentions of finishing this season whatsoever. But I do kind of like that
the same
Noob
thing I
Saiba
did.
palette.
Yeah.
That Noob Saiba is specifically Invasion palette, Noob Saiba. The one in the shop is more blue, but this one has a little bit more like a darker blue. I'm like,
also,
looks kind of cool.
True. Also, if you missed out on the Cyrax or Sector Christmas thing, you can do it now because they have the blue skins, and it's very similar looking. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I did them back then just because I think it's funny. Well, because you get Blue Eye Sector, as I know, like,
yes, that's true.
Dog is very annoyed by that. So I was like, oh, there you
go. I was annoyed by that. It is true.
But that is our cute little Invasions update. Oh, actually, there's actually one last thing to talk about. So next season, we're going to get the best season returning again. Oh my gosh. Mileena season.
Oh, that's right.
The absolute terrible looking Mileena season skins are coming back, except this time, for some reason, NRS, because they got bullied so much last year, the Mileena season is actually going to have purple palettes now.
Yeah.
So people were like, this is not Mileena at all. This is shitty vegetable color and it's supposed to be Havoc. Well, now they're gonna have Mileena palettes, and probably a lot too, based off of the files. Like every character's gonna have this and stuff. So this might be the most worth it to come back season, because it's gonna be an actual amount of content season for people who played it last time. Yeah. Or if you never played it, you have double the amount basically.
For anybody new to this channel, or you may have missed the discussion about this, they gave Mileena's season the Havoc costumes, very clearly.
That more specifically, they gave the Chaos Reigns palette, because those fucking palettes are in Chaos Reigns in the story mode.
100%.
I wonder then if that was a sign of a pivot, they were told you're not going to get brand new costumes for every character. Be selective. The rest have to be recolors, and they thought, well, let's get the Chaos palettes in right now, because it's the only way that makes any kind of sense to me. Because there were a few purple ones. Not many, but there were a few in the
very
season
rarely,
purple.
yeah. And
it's there's so many better things you could do than Chaos, and they just went with Chaos as the theme for Mileena, which didn't even tie into her story. Because it would have at least been we're going to be Snake themed as well, because of Shang Tsung, who is part of her backstory, sure, but Havoc doesn't even come up in her story. So why?
True. That's why it was so annoying how they actually lied to our faces about that. They were like, oh, they're meant to be flesh pit versions of Mileena's creations. That's why they're all sewn together and have burn marks and stuff. And I'm like, why'd they lie to us? They could have just said, hey guys, this is Mileena's season, but also Havoc skins. I don't know. I don't know.
It was
more transparency
the
would have
funniest
been
shit
nice.
ever, dude. Back when that happened.
Like, that was one of the worst looks ever because they just lied to all of us. I could tell that he didn't want to lie to us. He was like,
The story is definitely Mileena themed. It's just
Yes.
the palettes in the season is not. It's really
Yes.
funny. Like you said in the Kombat cast too, it's like they do so many cool things. Like they give like Tarkat feeling and stuff like that. And it's like Tarkat means green hair for everyone.
It would have been cool if instead of just being like, well, this season we're just going to have to do more of the Sub-Zero stuff or whatever, if they'd been like, well, let's have a second theme run alongside it. Okay, Bihan, Noob Saibot theme. Because they're never going to be an invasion season with Noob Saibot, so everyone gets cool Wraith colours. There you go. And then Reptile, chameleon colours. So they all get like the white skin in her and that. Mileena could be Kitana themed. Liu Kang, I guess maybe Kung Lao or something. Raiden could be specifically Dark Raiden. You know, just something interesting, but no, it's just more of the same. Even though we've already got plenty of each of those colours, thank you, because you have the normal invasion seasons, and you have the legacy towers, which is just more of the same for some reason, for the same costumes, not even different costumes. Like, all that's new here, really, this season is the DLC characters get like 1 or 2 palettes each. And not even for different costumes. Like Order of Darkness Ermac, I think, is the only one getting a Sub-Zero theme.
Oh, he is. I didn't know that. But yep, there's your weekly or monthly season invasions update from us. You can tell how dead we are about this topic. To be fair, we are way more enthusiastic about this topic than like a majority of people. People don't even know what's going on in invasion seasons. At least we talk about it. So
True.
But yes,
Yeah.
it is.
At least it's something to do for people. If there is someone out there who genuinely enjoys invasions, it's kind of nice that they have a new season to mess around with, or just someone who like loves to complete, like a completionist kind of mindset, and wants to complete Mortal Kombat 1 100%. Now there's something to do.
That's kind of me, to be honest. It's kind of me, but also
kinda
fuck
snake.
this
Yeah.
mode. I don't like it.
I'm lucky that I've never been that kind of person. I've never given a shit about 100%ing any game. Like, I really
Completionist.
haven't.
Proof.
And yeah.
Wait, hang
True.
on. Have any of you actually got all the achievements in Mortal Kombat 1?
No, because there's something you have to do online. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
It's literally play a game online. It's not like you need to go high level or anything.
No, I'm pretty sure one of them is like dethrone a King of the Hill, and I'm not good enough to beat anyone online, so I'm not doing that.
I could join you in a game of King of the Hill and you can just do that. It's so easy. Although to be fair, I have heard some people say like I took 7 hours to do that. I beat out my second game. It was like, oh.
Its skill factor
This
is a
man
big
cares not
point.
for the struggles of the low tier. He has got his bag, and he will lord it over you for the rest of time.
Low tier. I thought you were gonna say like peasants or like like low income, but no, low tier. Okay.
Yeah, what are you, Nikocado Avocado over here, calling everyone peasants? What the hell, man?
That's pretty much all the Mortal Kombat 1 news that I could think of. Well, there is technically one more because you did bring up Floyd. In the files, there is a new version of the stage that actually looks super sick. A nighttime
And if you have the hook mod, you can already use it because it's already in the game files. So
Heck yeah. I really do wonder how you're going to unlock that because the Thinny actually did bring up saying like in the files you may need to meet with Floyd again to unlock that or something, but like hopefully that's
Yeah.
the case. Hope not. But yeah.
to be fair, if it's the same challenges again, it's not that difficult now because there's so many
No.
things that break it down for you and tell you exactly what to do.
What'd be funny?
there is a tracker now. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, it'd be funny if they made like a female Floyd who has Kitana, Mileena, who's basically a playable chameleon pretty much. He has like Kitana and all those moves, and it's like well that's what you have to do now. You have to fight Femme Floyd, just as something to be different. But yeah,
Get the nighttime version.
yeah, as Sonic was saying, there is a tracker and it's very good. You just put in your account on any of the systems available, and then it'll be like, okay, here's the challenges that you need to complete. Which ones you have done, which ones you've not, and you can just go look at it and go, okay, well I've done these 3 or 4, now I just need to go to these ones, and it tells you exactly which ones you've done.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
And the site also has the FAQs and the full listings and everything, and all that spreadsheet is now a website basically. So it's all there. It's fantastic. It's so easy to use.
So, have either of you gotten Floyd?
Oh no, I need one more challenge still to do it. I just can't be bothered.
I did it on PC and then used hook mod to make myself invincible.
Yeah, plus there's that. You can already play him on hook mod, so it's like, why is it?
Because his AI just doesn't stop. He just doesn't stop hitting me. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna cheat.
Wow. Wow. That's maybe I should cut that out. No, that is. I never thought about that actually. Like, good. Technically speaking, Floyd is not an online feature, so you can do that. But like, wow, you know what? Kudos to you, though, I will say. Although I will say this, dog. Like, you talk about, you can do hookma, you can do hookma. Yeah, but then you can't play online. You can't show that online, like your pink Scorpion Sub-Zero cameo.
No, that's true. Well, it's also worth mentioning that I've been using the PS5 mostly for like family stuff lately, like watching movies with people or other stuff. So like whenever I'm done with my videos for the day, I'm not really gaming. I'm just I'm hanging out with family or friends. So yeah,
I see.
I just haven't had much time. I think about doing it because I'm literally one challenge away. The Thinny has a tracker that shows you when you're close to being done or not. I just need one more challenge. It even tells me the ones that I could do to like get him right away. And I know I'm gonna mop him the second I fight him because he's not like gonna be a challenge for me really. But
and you have 3 tries, yeah.
Dog's like, oh yeah.
But all you get is like the stage, which is already on the hook mod, and yeah.
You can't use the hook mod on PS5 though, which your recording looks better on the PS5, right now.
Not now because I switched to my other monitor, so it's fine now.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Okay.
Dog's like, yo, the Thinny's got this this tracker, and it's like, yes, dog. The thing we just talked about for like 5 minutes. You fucker.
I know. I brought it up too. I think 5 minutes ago. I thought. Okay, well, it's fine.
No, Sonic did.
Oh well.
It's whatever. We were just talking about that.
Dog.
Look at that. Snake is such a bully today. He's just going after people. He's in the mood, I think.
So give me a reason to then.
I think he's just pissy and grumpy because Scorpion is not in Fortnite yet. I think that's the main reason. Speaking of that, though,
by the way, to everyone
updates.
watching, that's why they delayed the recording because they were waiting for Scorpion to be in Fortnite. These people have checked out. My co-hosts are more excited for Fortnite Mortal Kombat than Mortal Kombat 1 news. I wanted to cover the T-1000 stuff soon, like after he got here, and they were like, let's wait until the Fortnite drop. What the hell?
Dog.
What the hell?
Hang on a second.
Easy to cover T-1000.
Unbelievable.
Cover it on your slop channel. This is for real content, this podcast.
See, you say that, but recently I've been doing genuine content for like a whole solid week on the channel, and it's performing worse. So how dare you? You're hitting me in my feels right now. You hit me in my sensitive area. If we were playing Punch-Out right now, I'm like King Hippo dropping my pants. You keep hitting me in the belly button.
Slop.
And
Slop content.
Sloppy toppy.
No, I need to bring up something that's pissing me off here. Yes, we did bring up I said maybe next week when Scorpio will drop in Fortnite, we can add that to the topics because I know you want to talk about T-1000 last week. But the main reason I didn't want to do it last week is because we already did a podcast like 2 weeks ago. So then I would have to do another episode like a week immediately after. And I don't like doing like podcast editing like if it's not bi-weekly. If I do it weekly, that's a lot more workload for me. So I was like, if we're doing this like this, then the next time we're recording is 3 weeks from now. I'm not doing like weekly uploads, okay?
Don't take it personally,
Pansy.
dog. Sonic is very salty the fact that Scorpion is not available in Fortnite in time for his Scorpion episode of MK2
That is also
Sucks.
sad.
So he can do Sub-Zero skits, but he can't do Scorpion skits. And like,
no, I still can do a Scorpion skit. I just can't do Scorpion. I use a backup.
So it's
It's also really hard to find even mods. I was trying to find like for one of my videos a mod of Scorpion in Fortnite doing like the dances or something. I couldn't even find that. I was like, where are the mods? But,
there are fan animations. Modding in Fortnite is a very complicated thing because it's an online game. So and there's anti-cheat. So if Epic catches you, ban for life, ban a year, kind of situation. So people are way more lenient on that. People still mod though, but it's a lot harder to find it basically.
Yeah.
It's like Marvel Rivals modding, honestly.
At present, the only option is just to go, hey, Modoink, can you please do this thing with Sub-Zero and recolor it yellow? And he'll probably say yes.
Well, we can recolor it in Premiere, just like change the blue to yellow, basically.
Ah. Yeah, I don't have that feature. I don't have that feature in mind. I just have to have like 2 layers. The top layer is the color is Chroma keyed, and the bottom one is recolored. That's how I have to do it.
There is like a tutorials online to do that. Basically, it's not easy, but you can like just change a character's like shirt color and whatnot. But even though Scorpion is not in Fortnite, there is some Scorpion-related news that we can bring up. So just a heads up, literally the day after we were recording this, they finally showed Scorpion and Raiden and Kitana. So for those of you who are wondering our opinions about that, we did not know because we literally recorded the day before they dropped the trailer. They dropped what they look like. So apologies for that. More interestingly, we also know there's going to be a Mortal Kombat Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I'm very excited to see what's going on with that.
With various customizations based around Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Oh yeah. Okay, just then while we were recording, I actually kind of like skipped a beat in my heart just then because I saw someone posted like, well, someone posted this. And I'm like instantly zoomed in on the green color.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
What the fuck?
Pretty dope.
Those look like dummies though, as you can see, like, you know, like the hay and stuff like that coming out the character. But
Oh,
still,
okay.
the fact that they referenced him.
Oh, you know what it is? That might be an emote where he like does a fatality or something on a straw man of Reptile as a nod to the community, always using Reptile in fatality videos. Which means, Sonic, you have an emote, and every time you use it, you're beating up your poor boy Reptile. How could you do this to him? How could you do
Hey,
this,
there's a
Sonic?
Scorpion one too. There's a Scorpion one over there, so I don't think that's just the case. But still, the fact that fucking Reptile is referenced right now in front of my face makes me go like, there's a chance, basically.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
You're telling me there's a chance.
Yeah, so these dummies, honestly, the outfits look more like the it's meant to be like MK1, I guess, but it looks like the movie outfits.
Oh, you mean like the '95 movie?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, that is true. That is true. I don't know what this is. It looks like that in the files. It seems like whenever Scorpion gets added, it's gonna be like a mini Mortal Kombat event. It's like there's gonna be like apparently like test your might events. It's gonna be like the mythics you can use with like Scorpions.
That
and
could be it.
shenanigans.
It could be like test your might. You go up to it and you have to like break it, and you have to like break Scorpion and Reptile.
Yeah, this does say upcoming emo plus quests. So something tells me these might be like you go on the map to destroy these dummies and stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe it's like you beat them, you destroy enough of them, and then it's like, oh, you've done the challenge. Here's a little emote, and you just like punching this like Scorpion dummy.
Challenge.
We're getting the Lamborghini. We're getting Scorpion. I don't think we know what costume Scorpion will be though.
All we know is it's gonna be 2 variations. That's all we know.
Yeah.
And whether or not it's gonna be Scorpion with and without a mask, which is most likely what we're getting, we don't know.
I think the most likely would be UMK3 and M1K versions, but I could imagine them doing MK2 as well as an alternative. I mean, that'd be ideal. I think it'd be better if they were like, here's MK2, and then they could be like, well, in future, when we bring it back, you know, like how Invincible, when they brought him back and just gave him a new color, like here's a new style. Did it make a separate? It's not a separate release to have the new Invincible color. It's just here's the existing character. Let's just add a new style. Ideally, Scorpion will be MK2, and then they'd be like, okay, well, next time the characters come back, we'll be like, we'll add a yellow palette for MK3 Sub-Zero, and MK2 Scorpion can get a blue one, and we'll just throw those in. That'd be ideal because then you can get all the ninjas.
Oh yeah, part of me still rather wants like it to be separate, so that way they can dedicate more time to the ninjas. But also, part of me is okay if like easy peasy way to get all the ninjas into Fortnite in a way.
Yeah, and also Scorpion has a mythic, which for those who don't play, it's a weapon that's a seasonal. So like Marvel season will have Captain America's shield, and you can get it and you can throw it at people, or Iron Man's boots and stuff like that. Sub-Zero has one where it's his. I made a whole video where we talk about what all the Sub-Zero stuff in Fortnite is. Go watch that. But basically, it gives you some moves, some like a slide and stuff like that. And for Scorpion, it's the spear, obviously. So how much I mean, that would be useful for traversal as well. A lot of them have like dash moves and stuff. So imagine like a grappling hook like in Zelda, like the hook shot. To be able to use that and also pull people in.
I feel like polling is definitely happening, but whether it has a traversable, maybe he can teleport, because couldn't Scorpion like teleport in the games and stuff?
I guess you could do that, but have they ever done teleporting before?
The teleport gimmick, yes. There's a thing called the 0-point dash. So basically you just... Oh, well, in last season, do you remember? You can toss the mask and then press the button and just teleport to where the location is.
That's a Kung Lao move. They're going to do that for Kung Lao. Scorpion's just going to be a grappler.
Oh, toss the hat and then just teleport over there, basically?
Yeah.
They have done teleports, yeah.
But yeah, so that's the stuff that's coming for now. We've no idea if there'll be any more MK stuff added in the future. Hopefully there will be. I'll be doing a video about Scorpion and the Lamborghini.
Yeah!
So we're doing a video about that to make sure that that's a success. Use my creator code if you buy Scorpion. Be sure, do that.
SNAAAAKE.
Yeah, four A's because fourth snake. Creator code here on screen right now. Sonic, please don't make me like a fool. Sonic, please, I'm begging, please.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like if Reptile ever does appear like in this like update or some shit, like if that actually does happen, I may need a creator code too, just to be like, guys, Reptile, like come on now.
I'll tell you this, Sonic.
That's the perfect opportunity.
Honestly, Sonic, if they add Reptile to the game, and I make a video about explaining Reptile in Fortnite, I'll put your creator code instead of mine for the shill. I will honestly do that.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, if that happens, we gotta do a collab video.
Oh,
like
hell
in the
yeah!
comments once, right? We
Get
gotta collab
Sonic
for the
in, it's like,
Reptile
yeah.
one. I'll bring up
What about the For Honor collab? Man.
The For Honor? Yeah, we talk about that behind the scenes. Don't worry about that.
Okay. That'd be a fun one.
Yeah, that game does seem pretty fun. But it's been around for like a while too, like 7-8 years or something. So, but
yeah, the only issue with us playing that is I would be bullying the crap out of you guys because it's such a knowledge check kind of game. It's not so much that it's hard to play; it's just knowledge check. Like if you don't know what the other characters can do, you're just going to be like hit, block stun, unblockable into guaranteed second unblockable into like third unblockable, and you're going to be like, "What's happening?" Because that's the game unless you study the characters. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyhoozle.
So we have gone through a lot of topics, but Snake suggested for the very end here we could take some Q&A questions.
Yeah, I want to get this to a more regular section, but
let me use the restroom first before we do that. Holy crap, this is gonna be a long video. Okay.
No worries.
Let me
use
the restroom.
What do you mean? It's only been 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah, I've wanted to make this a more regular segment for a while. It's just for whatever reason we always I guess because we just go over so long. It's like we've been doing this for 3 hours. We're really gonna do Q&A as well. Like we don't really, should we? But hopefully we can start to do it a bit more often. So be sure to send your. Yeah,
I think I should update a new Q&A because I'm looking at questions that are from 10 months ago. So I think now we can update that and you guys can ask some new questions.
Be sure to ask questions about Mortal Kombat Fortnite so we can force Dog to answer Fortnite questions.
If he forces us to listen to boring X-Play combos in Mortal Kombat 1, we're gonna force him to talk about Scorpion doing the gritty and stuff.
I also want any of our artist followers to do the JoJo meme, "Ho, you're approaching me," but it's the bit I did on Twitter where it's like Sub-Zero going, "Ho, you joined Fortnite," and Scorpion's like, I can't do the gritty on your ass if I don't join Fortnite."
Snake, why is that?
Gritty.
Why? I said that to my friend. It's like, I read a comment in that on your Twitter, and someone says like, I think we broke him.
Fortnite. We like Fortnite. We like Fortnite.
We like Fortnite. Okay, so I've got 2 questions I think we can tackle here that I do kind of like here. Crap, it's gone. It's gone. No. I have to look at you guys. Distract the audience. Keep talking.
Oh, you can just cut it. You can just cut this whole segment. It's fine.
Yeah,
sure.
you can just do Mr. Snips. We're not live, which I think we should be. Post in the comments if you're still watching and think the Combat Kings should be live every now and then. I think that would be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could at least do a special.
Okay.
What episode is this going to be? What number?
65. I got the questions ready now.
Yeah, if we've not done anything live by episode 100 should be a live stream.
Seems fun. Okay, so first question we have here is by Pigzilla2124, and this Godzilla profile picture guy asked, "What is a character that you would never want to see return?" Never want to see return. What's a mistake? As much as I hate Chronica, I don't know if I want to say like just. It's kind of like the Pandora's box has been open at this point. It's like, oh, what can you do?
I think
I don't want multiverse shenanigans, but
I think Kronika has potential as a cameo at least, so I wouldn't want to get rid of her forever because I want to have her as a cameo.
I would want to have her as not a Titan. Like, what would they do with this character? Like, that's like the approach I would like to see with this character. Okay, but let me actually think about what's a character that I really don't want.
Kano. Kano never returns. Ooh.
You've pissed a dozen of people. Snake has fought about this recently with people being like, "We want Kano." It's like, huh?
I'm so glad to see Dog in the trenches with me, like brothers in arms against the people who are like, oh, Kano needs to be in every game. No, he doesn't. He's contributed nothing to the series. All he does is just show up, lose to Sonya, and that's it. He's worthless. He's useless. He's not a particularly interesting character. He's just there to job.
True.
He does nothing else.
Is he fun to play at least?
Sometimes, yeah. Like, he's pretty creative in MK11 with the Molotov cocktails and other nonsense. And then in MKX, they made him a grappler, which was super fun. He had that move where he grabs you and like jumps in the air and choke slams your ass. Like, that was sick. But like, that could have been given to anybody else and it would have been just as hype. So typically, you don't want to go off just, oh, this one move was cool, therefore I like the character. The thing is, Kano, I feel bad for Wooly because Wooly likes Kano. He told me this personally.
No!
Let's get him on the podcast.
But I do think Kano's one of those, get him out of here. Unless you really overhaul his character to be a bit more interesting. Like, maybe instead of him being like a villain, like a generic villain who loses all the time, you could make him an anti-hero who in one game is actually helping the heroes, but in the different game he's helping the villains, depending on how it aligns with what he wants to do at the time. That would actually make him interesting, and actually make him smart would be cool too. Like, make him actually outwitting the heroes, like in certain things with his schemes and whatnot.
People only like Kano because of the movies.
That's just me, though.
Because Trevor Goddard, very charming in the role, he's fun. Then you look at Josh Lawson, holy shit, he basically saves that movie. He's so charismatic, and King Kano was so fun. People like those Kanos. The game version is boring. The only people who like him are people who are like, damn, I like hairy older men, and don't put this in intro, Sonic, or I will kill you. They're the only people who like Kano in the games. So if they made Kano more like the Josh Lawson version, I could say, yeah, sure, let's make him...
If he had more of a better personality.
More like a neutral scumbag than a full-on villain, like, and make him charming. That's what Kano should be if you're going to bring him back. Which, obviously, well, if this is MK, of course you're going to bring him back.
He's going to come back, yeah, eventually. Okay, how about... Here's the thing, though. I really don't, like, hate... Or I wouldn't say I would like never want a character to return. That's not necessarily like how I feel about these characters. But let me make the question more interesting. Gun to your head, pick a character to never return.
Floyd.
Yeah.
That's how... What?
Oh. You said Floyd.
Did you say Floyd? The fucker never even had a chance yet.
Yeah, I feel like Floyd's kind of cheating. You can't pick Floyd. He's not a playable character yet. It's got to be playable characters.
He's playable via
hate him that much.
Doesn't count.
Like, Floyd is literally just male chameleon. Like, you could do there's so much better you could do with the idea of like a pink ninja, like to theme around his abilities, like around the color pink.
Then they can do that next time, you know? Like, they can do that.
Like, he's just copying everyone's abilities. That's just literally just chameleon.
And that was Reptile Mortal Kombat 1, but then they switched it up in the second game, so they're going to switch up Floyd the next time he appears officially in a story mode. But he's not going to get that chance.
Good. Get rid of him.
Good. Well, I have no idea why you're so...
Listen, okay, if we're doing playable characters, I'm going to say Chameleon. Because I feel like I'd rather just have a brand new character with different moves than just have someone who copies other people's moves. Like, I get that's his whole gimmick, but that literally technically makes him not a character.
Oh, the male chameleon.
Male chameleon. Yeah, I mean,
so
both can go away
Floyd and male
technically, but at least
have been attacked
like
here.
Snake posted on Twitter that at least Chameleon with a K had some actual bio and stuff. I'm not sure if male Chameleon had that or not.
No, all male Chameleon had was... I don't think
his Armageddon ending.
I don't think he even had an ending trilogy. I think Armageddon is...
Yeah, he doesn't have anything. So male Chameleon can actually go away, like, respectfully. Unless you bring back a whole new character, like Tiamat or something. You know, an actual new, like, scaly guy. I think what's funny, too, is that Chameleon's Armageddon ending, which Bruce Poet titled his video this back in the day during his shitpost era, which was hilarious. He's just posting shorts all the time. The title was, Chameleon's Armageddon ending is letting people know he exists.
Yeah.
Basically. That literally is. Yep.
It's basically a bio as an ending. It's so funny.
Yeah.
But I don't want to
So you guys are...
I don't want to just go with a character like Chameleon or Meat or something because they're just too easy.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
so
no one
easy.
cares if you drop Meat. You want to have something a bit more bite to it, something where people would, where some people will fight you on it. That's what you want.
Yeah, I got one. Sonya.
Really?
Hey, gun to the head at least. So I don't
Go
know.
on. Explain that
She's
one.
always just been a character that I just have like no interest in the story whatsoever. And then playstyle wise, okay, sure, it's like she's got the military stuff. Almost 5-6 other characters have part of her in each of their kits and stuff like that. If I always see a story, if I always see a roster, I'm always like, here's an interesting roster, and Sony's always just the middle there for me. For me, at least. I know there's huge Sony fans out there, but I mean, like, people are saying like, oh my gosh, Sony missed out on the Mortal Kombat 1. Yeah, they made the roster better. Again, gun to the head. I'm not saying I hate Sonya. I'm not saying never have her. Gun to the head. So had to bring up one.
I don't know if it's too easy to say Jackie. Is that too
is quite
easy?
easy, honestly. That is quite easy. But I mean, like, I get it. And to be fair, she erased herself from Mortal Kombat 11.
That's true. I had to bring that up, although this character was legit told to end herself by NetherRealm.
I mean,
like,
if we want to talk about actually never returning, she literally did erase herself.
And Jackie is the worst of the combat kids. I'm sorry, but she objectively is because she's redundant. If they had made her unique, then she could have stayed. But she's just literally Jax. So,
yeah, I'm also thinking about this from the perspective of if I said get rid of Jackie. I mean, I'm not opposed to the idea of Jax having a daughter. So, is it really fair if I just go get rid of Jackie and just make a new child for Jax? With a more interesting gimmick, because then it's like I could say, well, get rid of Shiva because I hate her, but like replace her with a female Shao Kahn. Is that really fair to say replace him with a better character, or does it need to be someone who's gone and their entire role no longer exists?
That's an interesting way to phrase this question. Actually, is it like if we remove Raiden, does that mean the Earthrealm just doesn't have a protector in the story anymore, or the protector? Like Fujin would be the replacement of that, basically, like that kind of feeling. That's an interesting perspective of looking at this,
I think if I was going to look at it from the perspective of their role no longer exists, I think at least high on the list would be Reiko. Because he's
Sorry, your voice cut out there. What did you say?
Reiko.
Oh.
Reiko.
Because he just offers so little. I mean, he used to be, when they present him as like Shao Kahn's strategist, that was a neat idea. But like all they've done since is he's just the guy who's like, Shao Kahn, my beloved, I love you, my husbando. I will do anything for you. I'll fight Onaga for you. And it's just sucks. I hate it. There's nothing to Reiko as a character. He doesn't have a unique. The most unique thing about him at this point is that he does grapples. Anyone can do grapples. Like there's nothing in his kits or his abilities or his story or personality that is interesting at all, or his design. I think Reiko is just like bottom of the barrel. Like even something like Meat is an interesting concept compared to Reiko. I think
True.
I think I would pick Reiko. Yeah.
You're gonna really enjoy my chapter 10 video. But also, like, I'm not gonna lie, you've probably only pissed off like Daily Reiko Twitter account and like I don't know. I feel like me saying Sonya was like a bigger like bombastic answer than Reiko.
Yeah, it doesn't
go
help
ahead,
that
Doug. Do you
Reiko
have
also
one?
dresses just like Shao. If he had like that, that barbarian outfit that he has in the last couple of chapters, like the other version of him.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like the
Border
multiverse
Darkness.
version. If he looked more like that, like he was a barbarian, like if they actually branded him as like a barbarian that's a badass fighter by himself, that Shao took under his wing, and like that's it. He's not like cosplaying Tiny Shao. Then I think he'd be more interesting. But
I bring this up in the video, but it's like, you know what? Watch the video once it comes out, like how I feel about Reiko.
Okay. Just for the sake of doing something a bit more controversial and not just being like a safe pick, Mileena.
that's wild because you mentioned. I guess because he thinks that Mileena could be merged with Kitana. Like you just give Kitana Tarkatan form and have her become Mileena.
Yeah, Mileena as she exists now is just taking Kitana's role. There's nothing interesting about this new version of Mileena. They've given us nothing. She's just Kitana. Like they split Kitana into two characters, and the old Mileena no longer exists.
The only slightly interesting thing they did with Mileena in the NetherRealm era is they made it to where, for some reason, Shao Kahn sees her as a more legitimate daughter than Kitana, which is why she is actually the one who was said to precede him by decree. Like Shao Kahn said, if I die, like Mileena is Khan, apparently. According to
Bring me my
MKX,
daughter.
that was actually his decree, she said.
Yeah. That's an interesting thing there.
So that is one tiny interesting thing about Mileena in the new era. Outside of that, meh. But I do think she's a staple. I don't agree with get rid of her. I'm just saying that I see where Snake's coming from.
Yeah, I mean,
I do find partially.
you're-
I wonder if you picked Mileena just to piss off the Mileena stands.
a little, but I mean, the other option would be Jade. Because Tanya.
You are just picking a stand. Wait, me too. I picked Sonya, but still.
because Tanya is Jade now. Tanya's just taken Jade's place.
True.
And the sad part is, Tanya, as she is now, is more interesting than Jade ever was by virtue of being bisexual. Jade is just not an interesting character, unfortunately.
She tried to stop Devora. She tried to assassinate or lead a group of people to capture something. I forgot what she was doing with the Baraka situation. She failed. Right? These are things that happen. Tanya doesn't even have a chapter. I'm defending you, Jade stands. Don't worry, guys. I got your back.
Green Ninja Solidarity, is it, Sonic? You fuck! I see right through you. Did Dog pick?
No, he hasn't picked yet. Oh, wait. Snake, do you specifically say Mortal Kombat 1 Mileena, not like previous Mileenas? I'm saying all Sonyas, just so you know. Like, if I'm taking this question, gun to the head.
Well, yeah,
Sonya's a crazy
that
pick.
That is the source of the issue.
You're specifying Mortal Kombat 1 Mileena.
Yeah, I'm trying to create an interesting conversation here. If it was picking a character legitimately, it would be Jackie or Reiko.
But I do get it. You're specifying Mortal Kombat 1 if you say Mileena.
Which is interesting, because MK1 Mileena is like my favorite version of Mileena. I just think they're missing one tiny piece of the puzzle, which is instead of just making her violent and deranged in her Tarkat form, they should legit give her the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, where she changes personality too. Yeah, and she becomes like old school Mileena, but only in Tarkat form. That would be funny. And she could even carry out different plans based on personality, and she forgets. That'd be really interesting.
That's an especially interesting idea because now she's on the throne, so she has power that can be unwittingly abused by her other self.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Exactly. She could be playing both parts at the same time and not know it. Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
Which makes her an actual threat, whereas before her only real threat was starting an OnlyFans and cosplaying as Kitana, and nobody would know.
I see what you mean.
Go on, Dog. What's your pick?
Who is the dog? Come on.
I thought I already said Chameleon.
Oh shit! Yeah, sorry.
That's such a weak pick, dog. Come on. You know.
Well,
you can go
okay,
better
fine,
than
okay.
that.
Then I would go to say that Kira can go away unless they make a brand new character, because I like Kira's design in Snowblind, but she's literally not Kira in that game. Like, she's completely different. So if they did that, that'd be better than just going with Kira. Do you want me to pick a more mainstream character? Okay, I'll pick like in the first 2 or 3 games character to go away.
Some of more.
Well, I already said Kano earlier. I was the first one to pick an old school character.
I thought you was joking.
Yeah, suck my balls.
Sure.
I went first.
Both of you guys said you were agreeing with Kano. I was like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Ooh, what a pick.
I mean, listen, we can't all be delusional and get rid of Sonya. All right. Like, that's just a terrible pick. Like,
this is
terrible.
This is your king, guys. Look at this, defending the women, defending the ladies, right there. All queen. Oh, what's the phrase? All women are queens. yeah. And we're like, if she breathes. Guys, please. I'm not misogynistic. I love women. Please stop. Question number 2.
You know who is misogynistic? Kano. Let's get him out of here.
There you go. Exactly.
I can excuse the wanton murder, but a bit of misogyny, nah. I can't accept this. But piss all over the arena, kill people, traffic weapons and probably people as well. All this heinous shit. Betray your own realm. Fine. That's excusable. But like belittling women.
Misogyny.
Cut his mic.
Not cool. Not cool, dude. No.
I need my misogyny.
Second question. This one will be a bit more of a whole. This will be the final question because I do want to end the episode soon. I don't want to edit too much. This one will be a bit more of a wholesome, like wholesome question to end it off here. And this question is asked by Andrew Mikhail. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. What's your favorite MK childhood memory? Bit of a thinker, eh? This one. I didn't even think of mine own yet.
So childhood has to be like pretty young. You can't count high school.
I mean, whatever. Really.
Otherwise, MK9 would be one of my favorite moments because I was playing with my buddies, and it was fun to have a story mode because then I could get my buddies to actually enjoy Mortal Kombat. Whereas before, all you could do is like play the game with them. And fighting games, in order to have fun, kind of require your buddy to like learn the game by themselves first before playing with you. Otherwise, they're just kind of like going to get destroyed. So
yeah.
I like playing Armageddon a lot, though. I like playing Armageddon a lot with my friends. That's probably my childhood memory because you would do a creative fighter, which was already fun. You could do like crazy creative fighters in that game, very unique looking from each other. And then you'd like take time making your own creative fighters, and then you could even like bring your memory card and plug it in, and you could like load your character into their game and like fight each other's creative fighter, which was fun. I liked that. It's like whose is better, you know?
That's a really good answer. I quite like that. I will say MK9 though, because that's basically my first exposure to Mortal Kombat. I'm not gonna disclose my age for getting into MK9, but basically that was the first time I ever really experienced like that hyper realistic gore shit and whatnot. Like I mean, like that's the first time I've seen fatalities really like that much. So like, and that was like a lot of impact for me looking at Kung Lao's fatality for the first time. Like, oh, that is fucked up. Looking at that guy being dragged into like the saw and all that kind of stuff. And then also like that's the first time I saw Mileena. It's like when she took off the mask, it shocked me. Like like the first time seeing like, whoa. What's this feeling inside of me? kind of stuff.
He saw the jagged teeth, and it was the first step towards becoming a scaly.
And yeah, like I remember because back then I was too young to even like own like PlayStation and stuff like that. So I was like at my cousin's house, like watching the entirety of the story mode with my brother, and like it was like a movie experience basically going through that. Like, whoa, look at all this story going on and all this shenanigans and whatnot. I felt really dreadful at the Sindel scene. I would say even back as like a kid, I was like, oh, I just all died. Like that kind of feeling going on. It was impactful for me, and it shaped who I was and stuff like that. And it's good memories. As weird as I'm putting it.
It's not a specific thing that happened, but it's more like a general vibe. Was, I mean, you remember me talking about this, right? This Deception DVD, and like how I mentioned in the video I did about how I'd like ripped all the content and that how.
Yes.
In the lead up to Deception's release, like the content that's on this disc, a bunch of it I had on another DVD from some game magazine, and I would just watch it over and over again because I was so eagerly anticipating Deception's release. Because back then I think even back then it was a case of like you couldn't even look up a release date for a game a lot of the time online because it was like 2004. So there wasn't really like a centralized place you can go, when's the game coming out? Okay, here's when it's coming out. It's like you just wait until you see news about it, and it was an absolute pain. But like I would watch it over and over again, and so it was really great going back through this and be like, oh shit, I remember this exact thing Ed Boon talking about these features. Holy shit, this is great. So I think that would be it for me because I actually have a pretty bad memory about a lot of things. So I don't remember many So I don't remember my first reaction to seeing Mileena's face or seeing Scorpion's skull or anything like that, or the violence. I don't know.
Vaguely for me. I'm not saying I remember it very clearly, but just some things I do like have like a.
I do remember when I seen the first MK movie, but I had not seen the second one at the time. And this one classmate was telling me about how in the second movie, in the first scene, Liu Kang and Scorpion are fighting on a roof, and Liu Kang like punches him really hard, and then like the Scorpion, you know, like how he's possessed by a scorpion in Conquest. It falls out of him, and then Scorpion's a good guy for the rest of the movie. Does the absolute bullshit people just make up, like, oh yeah, if you go down to the docks in Spider-Man 2, you can get a Doc Ock costume. Bullshit, it's lies. But you know, when you're a kid, you believe it. Like, why would you really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies? You don't think about it like that when you're a kid. You just think, oh yeah, this person's being honest. Why wouldn't they? Why would you lie about that? What would be the point? What is the benefit of lying about something so petty? But it turns out that's what they were doing.
Made up stories about Mortal Kombat are always very fun. Are you choking your childhood friend?
Yes.
In the future. But yeah, that was actually quite a wholesome question. I quite enjoyed that one. Thanks a lot, Andrew. Anyways, back to some degenerate shit. how do we end this episode? Like, what's up? Oh, I do like the content you guys are making. I hope you guys are excited for the end of the week because certain video may or may not reference some of you boys, especially the snake here. Some cute references are gonna pop up in the video about you. I know this video is gonna be a banger because I released this video to my membership first, and they could only talk about that one thing about the video. That one thing that I did. I did a lot of things in the video, but people are all just talking about that one thing that may or may not be like related to one of my most successful memes I've created, basically. But yeah, tune in next
Shao
time.
Kahn in a wheelchair. Shao Kahn in a wheelchair.
Maybe something like that. Who knows? But yeah, tune in next time for us to talk about Scorpion in Fortnite. Yes! Woohoo!
We will force Dog to talk about this, and he can't stop us. He will talk about this, or we'll kick him off the podcast.
So threatening today.
Damn. I mean, I will talk about it, but I'm not gonna like it. You can make me talk, but you can't make me enjoy the conversation.
Dog, people just talk. No one enjoys Fortnite. They just talk about it. It's like everyone else.
I enjoy Fortnite, but I think it's ironic how...
fuck.
Oh no! Yes, it's totally believable. Snake is only pertaining to like Fortnite. Yes, absolutely. He's only pertaining to buy Lara Croft skins just because he only pretends to like.
Shut up! Shut up!